said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
We're rolling.
Oh, we're going.
We're going.
We're doing this.
It's off.
It's already started.
So politics.
Yeah.
No, we won't go there again.
We might just, at least for a little while, let's just maybe just curve that off a bit.
Just keep it on the back burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely found like a topic, like an area that me and you.
There's a sore spot there, isn't
yeah.
there?
Do you know, like, if we ever find a time where we're stuck, just bring Trump in.
Just confess your love for him and then just watch me explode. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like entertainment, yeah.
Like you were just saying a minute ago, the funny thing was, you got two people, right? Opposite ends of the belief scale, right? Neither of them know enough to have a debate,
Yeah.
right? But we hold on to just nothing more than belief.
Yeah.
Like, just literally, we believe this.
It's no more than religion, really.
It's no more than religion, yeah. And two people trying to make a point, but not even sure about what.
So far out my depth the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
It was really bad.
Me too. I just stuck with Trump's a businessman.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to be good, right? And you were just, he's a misogynist. You know, that's what it is.
I just found myself just lying in bed that night just thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to have to subscribe to The Guardian. I'm going to have to start buying some books, doing some reading.
As I say, I was going to apologise to you and everything. I felt awkward at work the next day. I couldn't make eye contact.
No, I was flipping you off behind your back the whole time.
I bet.
Like, fuck you.
I can imagine. No, I could see it, and you're right. You were, he didn't like me that day.
I was nearly seeing red, man.
Yeah. It was good. It was funny.
It's nice to be passionate about things.
Do you know what? I've got a few things to talk about, right? But something did come in my head this morning. It was actually last night. I spoke to somebody about this. It's not a very nice topic, right? But it is something that I want to bring to light because, you know, who's that woman? That nurse who's getting done for killing them kids.
Oh, the baby killer, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Obviously, somebody mentioned
Lucy
it to me last
Letterby.
night. Yeah, Lucy Letterby. Kill a nurse to be stripped of NHS pension after baby murders. Like, when I saw that story, I'm not a big news watcher. When I saw this story, you know, first things first, you can't believe what you're reading. Like,
Yeah, it's
but
disgusting.
you know what come to my head? Like she has definitely done it, hasn't she? Like, because I'd never heard this story, so I went onto YouTube and just typed in a name, and there was like this 30-minute news video, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
It was like Australian media or something, right? Very dramatic. And it was kind of telling the story of what she did, right? But at no part in that video did I hear any, like, evidence. You know, like, and I'm thinking, like we are sure about this, right? Like, she has definitely done this.
Yeah.
We're not just, like, blaming somebody without concrete evidence, right?
They seem pretty
Sure of it.
Every media outlet that I've heard this story through seems very. It's not like a questionable thing. It seems like she did this.
Yeah.
They must have CCTV or something. I would have thought. I would like to believe.
I'm not sure they do in hospital ward, you know.
In the baby ward, surely you would.
I don't know.
But look, anyway, she's been doing this a while, and she fell under the radar for a long time doing it.
That's what they're
So it's
saying.
like, yeah.
Look, you know, that was why I brought it up. Like, it isn't just to, like, say, like, you know, how much of an evil thing it is. I mean, that goes without saying,
Yeah.
obviously. But I just do hope that there's... we all seem very sure of ourselves on this one.
Yeah.
You know? And that's all I'm saying. Like, what can you know... anybody know what the evidence is? Like,
It's saying here that a lot of the evidence is given by fellow nurses and the parents themselves, who are obviously at the scene and had to go through these traumatic events.
Like word of mouth.
Yeah. I think any case where it comes through as word of mouth is going to be held to a certain extent. Like, people are going to be skeptical all the time, aren't they? Because, you know, it could just be that them group of nurses that she happened to work with just didn't like her, you know? She had a bad run of just getting people shit gifts at the Secret Santa, and I thought, bye, enjoy prison.
This bit here, this is the bit that I saw as the only evidence, right? So, from what I gather, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, there might be people that see this when people start to watch what we do. they might say, "Oh no, there was loads of evidence." I'm coming to this table with nothing more than a 30-minute news article.
Yeah.
But at the end, I started off thinking, "What has this horrific woman done?"
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the video, I was left thinking, "But is that the only evidence? I'm not sure that's enough." Like, the evidence was that there was a lot of coincidence that seemed to be a lot of baby deaths that she was around, basically, or in charge of, which is suspicious. Then they found this note.
Well,
Now,
look at this note. The "I am evil, I did this" at the bottom. It feels like something that you'd see in like SpongeBob SquarePants that Plankton would write. Where it just like, that's the kind of level of confession note that we've got here. It's not like they've had to like study it to figure out the hidden meaning. It's just blatant as hell.
I mean, I can see a bit that says, "I killed them."
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. Like, look, that note is very suspicious. You know, when you add everything up,
Yeah.
you've got quite a few parent testimonies that she was acting weird and suspicious, and she seemed to be close to a lot of things that went on. There's obviously the second thing, that there was actually a doctor, I think, that has come forward and said something that no, that's it. She was previously like outed, like basically like before this.
Oh, they brought it up in the past, haven't they?
But, you know, there is a culture within the NHS to defend their own sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that initial, like, whatever you want to call it, like,
Safety
situation.
mechanism for nurses has actually went against the babies in this situation. the
Basically,
victims, yeah.
because she was basically in this tribunal or whatever it was decided that she didn't do anything wrong, and the doctor
God.
was forced to apologise to her.
Okay, now
Like
imagine how he feels now, or she.
Well, he's very much in a "I told you so" type situation.
Yeah.
You know, imagine the people that let her off, the people who sat in that tribunal and made that decision,
Yeah.
and said, "No, there's no wrongdoing here." But look, I'm I don't work for the NHS, and I only know things my mum's told me. But from what I can gather, there is a culture within the NHS of like they do protect their own, like, you know.
You know, I think to a certain extent you kind of need it in that kind of place. I think it's a similar kind of thing with the police, where like I think because you're in such a role where legal precedents, you need to follow strict rules all the time. I think it's very easy. Maybe it's not on the scale of killing babies. That's a whole different thing, really. But I think in terms of like if you overprescribe, underprescribe, you can be in a lot of. It's very easy for you to fall into a bit of a legal hotspot. So they do need safety mechanisms there, just to say like, look, you don't need to come into work fearing that you're going to go to prison every day.
Yeah.
So they have those those kind of departments in place just to protect them, cover the backs. But at the same time, if you're going around she was like turning off the oxygen valves or something like that on these incubators, I think is what I heard.
I think so, and I think
something like that.
she's injected allegedly because like I know she's been found guilty and stuff, but like
I think she did this.
Yeah, I think she did too. But I always think you should be innocent until proven guilty. And I'm not defending this woman, not at all. Don't think I'm saying this wrong, but just look, if she did do it and there wasn't enough evidence to convict her, unfortunately you can't convict her. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Some crimes people do get away with some crimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yes, I'm almost certain that she did it. Almost certain I am. But I do have a bit of a problem with the evidence that is there. Because for me, I don't see anything I see it's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
A lot of, yes, there's some weird notes wrote, and yes, a lot of babies died on her watch.
Do you think, taking it away from this case in particular, do you think that you would feel skeptical on pretty much any case if it was just kind of based on word of mouth?
Yeah.
You would?
I think so.
I
think I would now.
don't understand the person's agenda that's given the account.
Sorry, say that again?
Like, because the witness or whoever's come forward to give testimony, you would question their bias and whether they had a motive to get this person locked up or whatever.
I guess it depends on the circumstance. I guess it depends, the situation. There could obviously be my own bias as well. If I feel particularly strongly about something, I might be the first, I might condemn them without evidence, guess we're all guilty for that, in some respect.
Yeah,
I guess.
But
I don't know. Like, number one, yeah, this is an awful thing that happened. Yeah, she probably did do it. To be fair, but that was all. I just wanted to say that in this circumstance, that other than a couple of notes and a couple of circumstances, that I don't see anything concrete, and it just does sit a bit funny with me. It does sit a bit funny. I know that a lot of people will be thinking, "What are you saying, Daniel?" Right now, I know that, but I just.
Well, you think about how many like innocent people there probably are in prison who've been wrongly convicted of things and have served time. Like you hear stories about people who've done like 20 years and stuff like that in prison, and then you find out at the end, oh, you didn't do it. Oh, go and enjoy the rest of your life. Then it's like there's not much you can do to get them 20 years back. You know what I mean? Like sure they'll get a bit of compensation or whatever, but yikes, And if it's based on something like this, where it is like kind of just coming down to word of mouth rather than any solid proof. I can see your point, mate. It's like of course.
Have you ever seen the show, The Innocent Files, on Netflix?
No.
I guess this is where it's coming from. I watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
You can imagine, it's in the name.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. There's lots of, it's like a big series, I guess.
Where they like uncover the truth about people and get them out of prison kind of thing. Yeah.
And there's a lot of course, look, there's more people gone to prison that were guilty. Mm-hmm. And they should be in prison, but there are some people that, and many of them, a shockingly amount that, like you've just said, have been wrongly convicted for some serious crimes, murders and rapes and God knows what else, and done 15, 20, 25, 30 years in prison. There was a guy on Joe Rogan the other day. He'd done even longer. He was like 30 odd years, I think it was, in prison, and it had been. There's like a team of people now. I think they have something to do with this TV show, The Innocent Files, and that's what they do. Because
it's so much worse for that person as well. Like I feel like if you go to prison and you've done a crime, like that you deserve to be there. But I think like that would be a lot. It would feel like a lot longer doing time when you're innocent and I've done nothing wrong and I don't deserve to be here.
Yeah,
like coming to terms with the fact that you're just stuck there. And through no fault of your own, you've gone through the system and there's nothing you can do. People think that you've done something even though you've just tried to live a normal life. That would be hard to come to terms with, accept, and then try and find any joy in,
You know what the problem is? 99% of people that are in prison are innocent, so they say.
Yeah.
We've
all seen Shawshank.
Yeah. Everybody's innocent. He was in prison for a long time. It wasn't them, So it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these people who, in this documentary, these people who do this Innocent Files thing, you can imagine they've got file after file after file after file of, literally thousands and thousands of inmates all claiming that they're innocent.
Yeah.
We know that 99% of them aren't.
Yeah.
And these people have to sit through this file and
weed out the ones who actually are telling the truth and try and...
Yeah, but you can imagine they're not going to be getting them all.
Yeah, it's not an easy task.
No. Yeah, just a thought that, and I think since watching things like that and stuff, just sit with me a bit funny sometimes. That let's be sure. It
is a good thing to try and give people the gift of charity in these situations, and I think especially when the media get involved, it's very easy for the public to just gain an immediate conception of something and just be like, oh, that person did it, because the media will have ways of framing evidence and news stories to try and make somebody look like they're guilty, even if it hasn't necessarily reached a decision yet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The person I was speaking to last night, they actually sent me I don't know what it was, but it was somebody had wrote something in some social media or message or whatever about that this woman, this Lucy, in prison, she'd been assaulted, she'd been slashed and burnt and whatever. She was alive, but she'd been hurt.
Yeah,
and I think that what this person was trying to say is that this doesn't sit right with me, even though she's done wrong. That's not good. How do you feel about that? If this, I don't know if it's true or not, but if this Lucy got assaulted in prison, right? Let's say she got proper slashed up and really, really, badly hurt. How does that sit with you? Would you be happy that she had been?
You know what? I wouldn't say I would be happy about it. It's more just I'd be less cut up about it than if it happened to somebody who was just on the outside.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Because of what she's done?
Because of what she's done. I mean, I think if you put in the prison, you put in the mix of those sorts of people, it's a real threatening situation that could happen to any of them. And I think especially because of the nature of what she's done, once that gets around prison that she's done that, she's going to be quite vulnerable.
Yeah, as far as heinous crimes. That's...
But, I think, another example of it was, I think we talked about him, was it last week or maybe the week before, that Ian Watkins guy, convicted paedophile. He recently got stabbed in prison, life-threatening situation, and because nonce, of course he did. And my initial thought wasn't like, oh God, I hope he's all right. I'm like, well, I hope I hope he's all right so that he doesn't die and he has to serve his fucking time.
Yeah. Death can be an easy way out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Funnily enough, that's where this conversation last night went. Like the death penalty. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in that? In any circumstance?
Nah, I don't know where I sit with it, to be honest. Because I'm like, I think I do. I think I would say, yeah, fair play.
For what crimes?
I think the bad ones.
The bad
has
ones.
to be the really bad ones.
The really
you
bad
have to be
ones.
like a serious sex offender, paedophile, mass murderer type.
Should be killed.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think so.
I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna sit on the fence about it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I feel it's okay or not. I don't. When I ask myself, do I believe in the death penalty? Because I'm not straight up like yes, absolutely. I'm guessing I'm probably gonna go with no on that. Is it ever right to take a life, no matter what they've done? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that's all right. I'm not sure you should take a life.
Yeah. I've had the debates on it, and I probably would say that I'm probably more sitting on the fence and I've just painted it there. But I would say, like, we kill however many cows for meat every day, and those cows have done absolutely nothing wrong. If I see a fucking sex offender who's, raped a bunch of people or filled with kitties or something like that, I'm just like, why are we even considering it? Just,
we should eat him.
Don't eat them. No, what?
No,
that wasn't where I was headed with it. No, that wasn't where I was going with. No, well, we kill a cow and we think nothing of it, and it's just beef on a shelf in Tesco's. Like somebody who's raped and pillaged people, just fucking kill them.
I guess
get rid. Imagine how much taxpayers' money goes into funding the prisons and keeping all these people alive who have absolutely just caused nothing but pain for many, many people.
Yeah, you're right. Look, if the death penalty came in England and we did start, is it capital punishment it's called?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Giving capital punishment to serious offenders. Look, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. All right, if that's what we've decided as a country, because not one person would make that decision. No. It would get passed through this, let's be voted on and shit, I imagine.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be one person saying, we're going to do that now.
Yeah.
I'd sleep fine. Okay, cool. If that's what needs to happen, that needs to happen. But if it was down to me, if someone said, Daniel, we want you to make this decision for this country, I'd say no, don't kill him. Lock them up forever. Give them horrendous conditions, but I wouldn't kill him.
No, that's good.
I just don't think you should kill anybody.
The other side to look at it from as well, I was thought with the death penalty and stuff like that, it's from like a, if you look at it from a kind of religious position, for all I'm not particularly religious to any stretch, I always think about the executioner. So somebody has to press that button to take that person's life. Yeah. And, I think if you live in a country where that exists, does it sit well with you that somebody is effectively murdering these people?
Yeah, scary, isn't it?
And they have, if it's their job, then they have to make sure that it sits right with them to do so. But it's also because it's a thing, somebody has to do it.
Yeah, it's.
And I think if somebody put it to me and said, "All right, we're going to do the death penalty, you have to go and press the button." Nah, I don't think I could press the button.
I don't think I could. No. I think it was a pretty good job. Been a hangman or something like that.
Be all right, wouldn't it?
I think you got paid well.
I would hope so. I'd want to be paid well, I think, to do that.
You couldn't do it though, could you? I couldn't.
It would play on my mind. I'd lie asleep at night remembering that person, I think.
Yeah. Imagine actually, there's a difference between, giving somebody a lethal injection and hanging someone. Imagine.
Yeah. Well, I think, to be fair, it doesn't really matter the method. I don't think it would sit well with us. But I think, hanging would definitely be the more brutal one to watch.
You'd have to watch, wouldn't you? That's kind of your job. You can't look away if you're a hangman.
I guess not.
Oof, God. Yeah. Look, my opinion, I don't know. I don't think you should kill people.
Nah, probably
Look,
not.
if you want to bring the religious side of it in, you mentioned it, so I'll go down that route.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're going to be violently against that, I would imagine.
It's funny we say that, right? Like, you know, let's go down that route, okay? So, okay, it's God's creature, you know. You have no right to take God's creature, you know. One wrong doesn't make a right. This killer killed someone, killing them doesn't justify it.
Yeah.
Like, you can go down that route, the God's creature thing, but a lot of killing in that Bible, you know what I mean? You know, like, there's hell on. Everyone was getting killed and hung and crucifixed or whatever it's called, crucified, you know.
Yeah, wasn't that the whole story where God like made that man nearly sacrifice his son or whatever?
Some shit like that, wasn't it?
It was pretty...
Yeah. Like, have you read your book, pal? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's one of them, isn't it?
Hypocrite much, yeah.
Yeah, hypocrite much. I don't know. But it's funny, you know, you bring that thing in, like, that is a valid point, like, we're the humans and we kill all sorts of things.
Yeah, in the Bible, you know, Jesus loved eating his fish and stuff, didn't he?
You know what? I'm going to say that, okay. When is it good to... When is it not good? That's the wrong word. When is it acceptable to kill something? Like you, Johnny, I'm an animal lover. Big time. I've got that right, yeah? You're an animal lover.
Yeah.
Massive animal lover. I don't want to see animal cruelty. For me, animal cruelty should be as, you know... In my warped little mind, someone who kills a dog should be punished the same as someone who kills a human.
Oh, I am completely on the same level as that, yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No.
You know, someone who kills a dog doesn't even go to prison a lot of the time. They just get told off and in worst case banned from having pets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's as bad as it goes.
Strongly written note from Peter.
Yeah, strongly written note. But maybe the right way to look at it, and I think I've just made this decision here, like whilst we've been here.
Okay.
I think it's okay to kill something if you're going to eat it. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the circle of life. That's nature.
Yeah.
You know? Because then you can look at like, okay, should a tiger go to jail because it killed a gazelle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
It gets
you bastard.
crazy. Yeah.
How dare you? That's
Yeah.
how you eat. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, yeah.
So if you're going to eat it, I don't agree with like sport hunting, but then I agree with hunting if you're going to eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I used to think
Like,
that...
you know, when you see them people who, like, have pictures with the elephants and stuff like that, and they've been hunting them in Africa.
Well, they ain't
like,
eating that.
Fuck it. Yeah, I fucking hate that. Horrible stuff.
It's wrong, innit?
Yeah, it's so... Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, it's not so much, and I think it used to be, it's not so much that you've killed a tiger that's endangered or you've killed a rhino that's endangered. Like, yeah, I mean, this is fucked, innit? Like, what gets me is, this is for trophy. They're not going to eat them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
They'll have that head mounted on the wall, maybe, or something. At best. Even if that. They might just leave it there and or take its teeth and sell them on or something, you know?
Yeah. Could you go hunting?
No. To be honest, I've always thought if it was going to be a case of, like, rather than just buying your meat at Tesco's or Lidl or wherever, or the supermarkets do exist, I think if it wasn't for that and I had to just go out and hunt and eat what I killed, I think I'd be vegetarian.
Do you think?
I don't think I could do it.
See, I used to think that. But I think a lot of my decisions when I was younger was inherited from my family and from my mum and stuff, who is number one, like, animal lover.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's, you know, happens to a lot of people. As you grow up, you're sort of programmed a certain way, which I'm very grateful for. She taught me compassion. She taught me to love animals, you know.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not be a dickhead.
Where most people get the moral compass from, the parents, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still working on thou shalt not be a dickhead, like, you know, but I'm working on it, you
Look,
know?
we're all working on that to an extent. We'll all get there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but, you know, if you'd have asked me 15 years ago about hunting, not this, I'd never do this, but like, okay, let's talk about in the woods, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's game meat, a deer, say, right? Let's say I knew that this deer was not endangered. There was loads of them, you know, it was legal to shoot, and I was going to eat this meat. You know, like, I like this meat, let's say.
Yeah.
I was going to freezer it and eat it all.
Big fan of the old venison, yeah.
Yeah, I could shoot it. I could do it. Because I know that it's a circle of life, and I know that it's how it goes, you know?
Okay.
I think I could. Yeah, I think I would. I don't think I'd pay for it and go and do it, but I think I could. I mean, there's the thing, you know, if you were starving in the woods, would you kill an animal or would you just eat leaves? What would you do?
pick some berries, hope I
Would
don't
you?
die.
No. Yeah.
Maybe. You never know until you're in that situation what you would and wouldn't do. You all got to draw your own lines. I always wonder though, like, this whole like, if you're going to kill anything, would you eat it? Where do you draw the line when it comes to like insects and stuff? So say if there was like a fly buzzing around and went bang, dead, would you be like, oh, I've got to eat that now?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and I feel like, with insects in general, I feel like people have a disregard for their existence and just think like, you can kill a spider any day, you can kill a wasp, whatever. And then, it doesn't sit heavy on you. You don't think about it at all. Like, where is that line where you stop feeling like it's a valid soul?
It's true.
Like, you'd feel sorry for a bunny if you had to kill a bunny. That would play on your mind. That would probably traumatize you for life. Yeah. But a fly in that, you don't give a flying fuck.
No. It's true that. I never thought of that. I suppose it's still God's creature, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Why does one, just because it's cute and fairy, get a free pass?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I'll kill a spider for fun,
I'll kill it out of sheer terror, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't go to spiders.
No, I'm not neither. Yeah, they're horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific creatures. Can you imagine a spider if it was bigger? Can you imagine that?
Man.
Imagine if God decided spiders wouldn't be as big as they are.
Like the size of lions or something like that.
Yeah, imagine that. I mean,
I honestly, I wouldn't live.
I can't even have this on the screen. Like, this freaks me out.
Oh, nah.
It makes me like, I mean, nah, it's not for me, that.
No.
Nah. Yeah, I mean.
My idea of hell, that.
Yeah,
It's
mine
like
too. It doesn't get any worse than a spider, does it? Funnily enough, I was in the sauna the other day, not yesterday, the day before, and a tarantula walked in like...
Get biggie.
Oh, mate. My gym's an old place. It's the kind of place you'd see monstrosities, you know what I mean? And I was just, like you do, sitting on the sauna, on my towel. It was getting towards the end, so I was getting to that dark place. You just catch them out the corner of your eye, and I'd look down and just making its way across the floor like it owned the place.
It's that time of year where they're all coming out and stuff and chasing. I think it's when they're like mating season for them, so they're all wandering around looking for women.
Yeah.
Players.
But killing insects.
What did you do? Did you kill it or did you just leave?
I kept it as somebody who hits spiders would. You keep your eye on it.
Yep.
And I watched it, and it went under the bench that I was sat on. So there was like 2 levels.
Yeah.
I was sat on the top one. My feet were on the bottom one. It was on the floor, and I watched it walk under the door. And it wasn't even like rushing. It was just chilling.
Having a casual stroll.
It was big and all.
Yeah.
It was big enough to be like, ooh, that's a biggie.
Yeah, I've had them like, and I'd imagine on a wooden floor in a sauna you might be able to hear it's like the footsteps.
Yeah.
If you get one of them, nah.
And I watched it, obviously, as a spider scared person.
Mm-hmm.
I stood up on the bench above it, so I'm now stood up in the sauna. I've picked my towel up, and I've watched it, and it went under the bench, and it went to the corner of the room, like there was like a crack, and it just went into the crack.
Okay.
And then like, I knew I was only 5 minutes to go that day, so I just stood for the rest of the 5 minutes. I didn't want to sit down, got out. But I admit today when I walked in, first thing that I thought of is, you're still in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then today, what are you going to do? Like, I had a quick scan round. I looked, where I saw it last.
Mm-hmm.
Not there, I'm looking, but it's dark in a sauna. There's wood. Like, if it's ever going to blend in,
Yeah, you're not going to find it straight away, are you?
So I just sort of, what can you do? You just have to man up, don't you, and hope. So I just sat on the edge of the bench and just thought,
that is my thing. It's the unknown that gets me with it. So, we have a problem in our house with the extractor fan in the bathroom. We always find them around there. Yeah. It's on the ceiling, and it's the first thing I check as soon as I walk in that room every time.
Yeah.
And this time of year, there's quite frequently, to be honest with you, there's a biggie. But I can't let it go back into the extractor fan, because if I let it go back in,
you got to move.
I can't live there anymore.
That's it, moving out.
I can't sleep that night because I know that it just exists. I know it's just there.
That's the biggest fear in it. Seeing one, it's luckily touch a lot of wood. Mm-hmm. This has never happened to me yet. You watch Famous Last Words. You see one, and you kill it. Mm-hmm. God have mercy on my soul and all that. Yeah. But I kill it dead. And you know that you got one chance. If you miss and that gets away and it goes down a crack,
you're fucked.
It's there.
Yeah.
Luckily, I mean, mate, I've had some lucky scrapes sometimes. If they're on the floor, you've got a good chance. If they're on the roof or the ceiling, You got a whole new dynamic
You
going
don't know
on.
where they're going to fall. I mean, that's the thing in the bathroom. So, like, directly underneath the extractor fan, there is the sink. But if it falls dodgy, it's going to go on the floor, or the toilet next to the sink, or the bath on the other side of the sink. And it's like, if it goes toilet, bath, champion, problem solved. I can just fill that with water, flush the toilet, going to be fine. But if it falls on the floor, or it gets in and amongst all of the, like, all the, like, your soaps and stuff like that.
Oh, hell on.
Hell on, absolute fucking nightmare.
You got to move, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's the only solution.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's my biggest fear, like missing one.
Mm.
I know it's early, lads, but I need a wee already.
You go do it, mate.
Yeah, I should have had one, like, before.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Lessons learned. Yeah. You go do that.
You and me. Spiders, mate. Are we done with spiders?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Before we go, right, what's the scariest spider moment you've had in your life? Everyone's had one.
God, I don't know. You know what? We went to London Zoo.
Right.
And in London Zoo, they've got like kind of walk-in areas. Mm-hmm. So they've got like this big tent where you walk through and there's loads of butterfly and it's all fantastic. Like there's loads of fucking butterflies in this room and you walk through and it's lovely. And then there's a spider one. And they're like, you're not just like your fucking daddy long legs that you get in the house. Like they're the ones with like the big Bulbasaur on them, and they look like they'll kill you in 2 bites, And you have to walk through this little tunnel with them all in. It's like, fuck that. No.
Is there anything protecting you from it?
No. You go into this room and you are in the room with them. Like, and there's like webs going over the top of you and stuff like that all around. Yeah.
So they could just land on you?
Oh yeah.
What the fuck even? People are paying for that?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. I mean, I walked through very quickly.
Yeah.
But you had to do it. Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't dream of it. No.
It wasn't exactly on my to-do list for the day, but it existed. And Misha was like, you're a massive pussy if you don't do this. So
Misha's not scared?
Misha's fine, yeah. No, sorry, she is, but she's, let's say, a bit stronger-willed than I am.
Oh, no. This isn't okay.
Yeah, this is it. So they've got like the branches and vines and stuff like that over the top, and they're just like making webs in there, and like, yeah, that was it. That's the thing I walked through.
This is totally fucked. This is fucked up. Like, what kind of sick bastard made this, by the way? A room full of spiders that you pay to go in. Wow.
Well, I didn't pay separately just to go through the spider thing. Like, it was you get to see the elephants and everything like that. I paid for the elephants, not the spiders. Actually, I don't know if there were elephants. Was there elephants?
There better have been.
There's big-ass giraffes. That was good.
Big-ass giraffes. Yeah. No,
but
man,
yeah,
that's...
in terms of spider stories from what's happened in the house and stuff, like, I think there was one night where it took us the entire... I think it was Casino Royale, one of the James Bond films on, and it took us the full length of this James Bond film to kill 3 spiders in my living room.
No way.
Like, everyone else had went to bed. I was just in the living room on my own, and I had like a mop out, I had this other thing out, magazines ready, and I just stood on top of this couch with the full fucking film waiting for them to run out of one of the couches because I knew it.
Have you got a preferred killing method for spiders? I mean, I've had some, before I tell you my killing method, it's quite obscure and quite strange.
Okay.
But as far as like scary moments with spiders, I've had a few like a few times. So I've had the one where I was laid in bed. And
on the bed?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, that's my idea of hell.
Do you know, like, I don't know if it was a sixth sense or I felt it, but I just knew it was there, right? I can remember laid in bed on my side, but I had a TV. It might have been like a reflection of the TV or something. Like, I used to have a TV in my room, I don't now. But the TV was on, and I was drifting off. And I'd like, when you roll to the side sort of thing, and I only had like a sheet over me. It was like a hot night, so I just had a sheet. And I wasn't looking, but I could just feel something on my leg. And like, it's the only time this has ever happened. And I just automatically, like subconsciously, not really knowing what I was doing, just went, and slapped my leg.
And you just
I felt it. And I got it there and then.
At least you killed it there.
Yeah, I killed it
All right,
in
good.
my hand. Like, but I remember I was at Ming and I just went like that and brushed it off. I didn't get up or nothing. I've done that one. I've had back in the day when I was poorly or hungover, one of the two, laid on the couch.
Yeah.
And had my face on the couch right, watching the telly. So like the edge of the settee's here, and I've got like a cushion.
Just like walk over.
And it just walked up, and it was just right, like literally smack bang in front of my face. That was a.
Oh, nah.
Do you know? I was like, fuck.
Not hungover anymore.
No, I didn't have to wake up. Yeah. I've had some smart ones and all. Yeah, I'll tell you one, and I think this is my mum's story. She once, I'm sure it was my mum. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. She was once sat having a wee on the toilet, and one came up through her legs, sort of thing, like it was in the toilet. And can you imagine that? That's a bad one, that, innit?
Yeah. I went through a phase like in my late teens where I used to, whenever if I needed to take a shit, I'd always check underneath the toilet seat before I put it down.
Yeah,
like just for the fear of that. Yeah, because I heard it's a real thing in Australia. Actually, that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, there is a certain species that likes to hide under there.
Have I told you ever about my friend's story, the Australian story, about the spider?
I don't think so.
I've got a friend that resides in Sydney, of all places.
Very nice.
The home of the huntsman.
Aye.
I mean, that name in itself I've got a problem with. Let's break that name down. Huntsman.
Yeah, it's not a nice...
Like, could you not have just called it like...
Fuck that. Oh, I mean, my God.
Why though?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, these are phenomenal.
I really wrestle with the idea of living in Australia, you know. Like, I think I'd love to holiday there or visit, but this really, really gets to me. I would really struggle with this.
This is enough to make me not even visit.
Yeah.
You know, I've been made this offer for years, you know, come and stay with him and stuff like this, but that enough stops me. So the story goes, I mean, there's probably more stories, but this is just one Mark told me. So Mark, like most people in Sydney, lives in the suburbs outside of the city.
Yeah.
He'd been out the night before. As you can imagine, in Sydney, it's hot. He'd gone to bed with the window open. I guess that's mistake number one, I guess.
I wouldn't be doing that in Australia.
No, I wouldn't.
Window shut, airtight at all times.
So Mark's in bed alone. He wakes up. He needs a wee. He needs to go to the toilet. So he gets up, flings the sheets back, goes for a piss.
I know I'm not going to sleep tonight now.
Yeah. Comes for a piss, comes back from the piss, and walks to his bed, and where he's thrown the quilt back over, sat on the quilt, was a huntsman spider.
Oh my God.
And I've seen the photograph of this. He stopped and took a photograph. I've seen this photograph, so I know it's real. And there was one of these just sat. So like he pushed the sheet back and it like fell off the bed, not off the bed, it was like hanging off the bed.
Yeah.
And it was just sat on that. And the question is, so that was in bed with you.
What would have happened if he didn't get up for a piss?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was in the bed. Obviously.
Yeah.
It hasn't just ran in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
Was it after him? It must have been. It's the only reason it would have been in there, right?
I have no idea what was going on.
What happens if a huntsman spider gets you? Is it a death?
No, I don't think you die. I think it gives you a bit of a chew, like. You might have to go to hospital and get some antidote, I think.
Yeah,
it doesn't kill you.
Their venom isn't deadly to humans, but you can experience headaches, vomiting, and heart palpitations, which all makes sense.
Not a good time. It won't be a good time for you.
No, it's not a good time. But yeah, I mean, that was me. I would move. Like, that's enough to make me, like, leave Australia.
Burn down your house and fly somewhere else.
Yeah. I couldn't live there. I'm sure it's lovely. I mean, I'm certain it is. Everybody lives in Australia, so it's a lovely lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, weather's nice, people are healthy, clean, generally.
Yeah.
Beach life, but...
Southpaw, go on Google and find out how many people die from, like, insect bites in Australia per year.
Spider or insects?
Spider, I guess. Yeah, because, well, they've got, like, a lot of venomous snakes and stuff as well, which I'd imagine would be a problem, right?
I mean, everything in Australia is trying to kill you.
Pretty much.
2,000 diseases. So no one's died from spider bites?
Yeah, from 2000 to 2013, there was 0 via spiders, 27 from snakes.
I'm just got to say, deaths isn't really the worst thing. The hospitalizations up at 12,000, that's enough to put me off, man.
Yeah. I need to get some up-to-date records for you.
You know,
Yeah, I know. Why is it showing you 2013 data?
you know, I don't like to look up. Go back to them.
The people who did the studies have died. That's why.
See these statistics here. Tell me what's just jumped out the page at me. Let's look at snakes, right? You got 27 people died. Then you look at the spiders. You're like, whoa, well, snakes are loads worse. Yes, they are. You look at the hospitalizations. Like, there's a lot more spider bites going on than snake bites, right?
Yeah. Which means that the spiders are coming into your home a lot more, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's what. We don't like the sound of that, like. No. Nearly 12,000 people go to hospital with spider bites. You just couldn't relax, could you?
I don't think I would.
You couldn't
I
relax.
don't think I'd sleep properly, no.
Imagine if you had a garden. It's a nice day and you got your day off. You're not lying in the garden. You're not laying on a sun lounger in the garden.
Not lying on the grass, definitely not.
Nah, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm not going to Australia, like.
I feel like, yeah, I'd be lying trying to get to sleep at night or just trying to relax sometime, and I feel like it would be tough for me to get like every Attenborough episode I've ever watched out of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be going through every species I can think of, all the Steve Irwin videos, just thinking, no.
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 Not for me.
I can't. Don't close your eyes, man.
No. Yeah, I mean, spiders, man. Fuck spiders.
Fuck spiders, mate.
They're the worst.
Yeah, if I could, get rid of anything out of life, that would be, up from the innocent man on death row. Spiders.
Do spiders have a purpose?
I think
Like, why are they
I
here?
think they're supposed to be quite like. I always hear on like Facebook or whatever people say like, "Oh, don't kill them because they're meant to like get rid of like lots of mites and lots of little creepy crawlies out the house." Like I think they do a good job. I don't know whether we need the huntsman ones. Like maybe just the daddy long legs do the job.
Yeah,
Huntsman might be overkill,
Yeah, a couple of money spiders, stuff like, little
ones,
microscopic
I can
ones.
live with the little one. The little ones are fine. It's when they get big and like you can, they've got a heartbeat. You can, nah.
Yeah.
No.
I once had one that like tricked me.
Tricked
No
you?
shit, man. Tell you a story. Like, I was in my typical spider hunting gear.
Uh-huh.
I haven't told you about that yet.
Wait, no.
No, so I figured out over years of this. I went through a time in my flat, right, where there was an infestation. I'd lived there for like 3 years, and like anybody, I saw the odd spider.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing particular, nothing over the ordinary. But for about a 2-year period in my flat, I don't know what went on, but it was horrendous. I mean, it was daily, and there were big uns and all. It's like a family moved in. Not even a family, like a community.
God.
Do you know what I mean? And
You'd think you'd be more comfortable with them then. Because you're exposed to them. You don't get used to it.
No. It just makes you more aware. So I've stopped doing it now, but I used to have a process, and this happened every day. I used to come in and do what was called the spider checks. So when I walk through the door, the first thing I would do is put all the lights on, and I would do the spider checks. And the spider checks where I would check. I live in a very small flat, so I can check my entire house pretty much.
Yeah.
Bar behind a drawer, but relatively quickly, within 5-10 minutes, I've checked everything. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she would always be with me. So I'd lift the couch up, she'd look under the couch, and we'd go through it together, like the spider check.
At least she's fully supportive of this. She's not,
And it was every night, but it'd come off the back of like them being there every night, like, and they were big and all. So anyway, there was this one night. I wasn't doing a spider check. I was actually sat on the couch and watching telly, and I saw what I thought was a mouse run across the floor.
Oh,
and it was flying. It's probably the fastest one I've ever seen. Like, mate, this shifted. It just went zoom under the telly. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Do you know what I mean? I know I saw something, so I was like, it was around the spider time. So I was like, that maybe wasn't a mouse.
Yeah.
So I jumped
I
up.
would feel more comfortable about a mouse, I think, than I would a spider.
Yeah, I mean, a mouse doesn't scare me. I'll catch a mouse.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
I'll grab it with my hands. I'm not scared of a mouse.
No.
But a spider. But anyway, so thought, right, jump up. I was in my Jimmy Jams. Do you know what I mean? In
Jimmy Jams.
my jogging bottoms and that.
Yeah.
My relaxing clothes. Bang, up, lights on. Okay, we went under there. So, like, from a distance, I'm creeping up. I'm looking. I'm like getting down on my hands and knees. And I can see it got under the telly, and it was in the corner, like against the carpet and the skirting board.
Yeah.
And it was a spider, and it was a decent one and all. Right? So I thought, right, I have to get my spider gear on. So what your spider gear is, and this has been evolved over time.
Yeah.
My thought process is you don't want clothing. You don't want anything that's like baggy or anything, because if shit starts going down and it gets real...
You want to know that it's not on you.
Yeah, you need to be naked or just in pants.
Okay.
Right? So my choice is, because I'm not an animal, pants. You know what I mean?
Tighty whities, yeah.
Yeah. So, spider outfit. But there's more to it. There's utensils. There's tools, right, to fight a spider. So what you do, I flew in the bedroom, right, bang, boom, clothes off. It was fast. You know what I mean? I didn't have pants on that day, so I flung some pants on. So there I am. I basically turn it a bit like a jungle warrior, right?
This is what it sounds. It sounds like the end of Predator.
But there's two things you need. You need a work shoe with a flat sole. Mm-hmm. I opt for the right hand because I'm right-handed, because that's going to do the deed, right? Yeah. So I've got a work shoe. So this is me, yeah. It's a bit of a Tarzan look, right? So you've got your pair of pants on now, naked from everything. Mm-hmm. You've got your work shoe, like a brown loafer, flat-soled, and a coat hanger. Now, right hand for the shoe, left hand for the coat hanger.
Oh, you're going for the combo.
So you're hooking. That's how, this is it. And you crouch down like a ninja.
Yeah.
Right? So you put all the lights on and you become very aware. You adapt to the light first, you know what I mean? Don't just jump straight in. Mm-hmm. Put all the lights on and wait for a minute. Now, when I came back in, spider had moved, hadn't it? As I came in, it was on the move and it was walking. You know that where the carpet meets the skirting board?
Yeah.
And it was walking along. And I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. Right? Oh, hell no.
I feel like that's when panic sets in when you see it move. Yeah.
Because then you've got to act fast. You haven't got time. It's not like one of those moments where you're like,
yeah. And
you're just like, you can aim.
The
can't
adrenaline
you?
sets in and you just got to move. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, right, it's action stations now. So there I am, like underpant man, come flying in. Right, boom. He, and I know it was a he, right? As I approached him, he quite like creepily slowly changed he was going across the skirting board, and I'm coming towards him. He's going across the skirting board. He must have clocked me coming, right? I wasn't running. I'm not stupid. I'm spider killing, so it's quite controlled. I'm like ready. I've got my, you go into like laser mode, don't you? Mm-hmm. Your whole demeanor changes. You're like you just literally like tunnel vision on this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and like I'm running it through my head like, okay, this is a corner, flat sole and corner don't mix. I need him on a flat surface, ideally. So I'm planning to hook him, right? But as I'm running at him, I don't look too good at this. You know what I mean? I look a bit odd in a white pair of pants, yielding a coat hanger, sweating, looking angry with a brown shoe in my hand.
Imagine
like
how the little spider feels.
Yeah.
See you 8 times.
It's like grown up Mowgli on crack. Do you know what I mean? That's what it looks like, right? It looks like a very mentally disturbed Mowgli. So there I am. But as I come towards him, he knows what's going on, right? So he changes and he comes towards me. So I've stopped like this. And I'm like, right. And I'm like this, ready. And I think, right, okay. He's stopped and he's looking at me, right? He's just stopped like that in the middle of the carpet. Must have been that big. It was big and all. Like a big hand one.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, man. One of them all like, oh, mate, it's horrible, man. And so I stopped. He's frozen, I've froze, right? So it's like a standoff now, right? So I'm thinking, right, what do I do here? Because he's quite far down. I'm stood up.
Yeah. So
he's in my periphery where I think if I crouch to a crouch, he's within arm length for me to, do you know what I mean? So I'm stood and I slowly crouch down into like a frog position, right? So now we're again about for me at this plate away, right? So I'm like this, and I'm moving this thing over it. And as I go like this, it's as if he read my mind, and I swear to God, this spider it left and righted me, right? And I was like...
Did the old Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, mate, it double-stepped me, and I was like, like my thing was thingy him, and it shot off. Now, I whacked it, I caught a bit of it, it turned into like carnage. I got like a leg, he started limping, I was going bang, 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 trying to get it. I was like tripping over me, I fell on my ass, fuck, bang, 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 missing it, you like...
Well, seeing you crouch down, I thought, you're off fucking balance here, and he's away.
Yeah, well, he did, because I was thinking, he was fucking moving, and then I like fell sideways, and it was all over, the fucking coat hanger had gone, I was whacking it, I'd lost, I like to have my shoe palm to shoe. So but by then it like slipped out, so I just had hold of the end of the shoe. So it's like, just whacking it, and the spider was like, fuck.
No.
And it took about 3 or 4 or 5 whacks to finish it. Like I got him, I demobilized him, but he had 3 or 4 of his legs left, and he was like trying to pull away.
You've got a big spider when it takes like more than one whack to kill it.
Yeah. This spider had brains, man. It knew it.
It was playing the game.
Yeah, it double stepped me. It left righted me.
Oh man.
And it, like unbalanced me. Do you know what I mean? It was smarter than I was. But yeah, that was. But yeah, if you ever are hunting spiders, right?
Yeah.
You need a coat hanger.
No,
the black plastic
you see, I would go a different way with this, because what you're doing there, you're getting quite close to this fucking spider to get it. I go for ranged weapons.
So you're a sprayer.
No, because spraying can cause chaos, because it can just they can run away from a spray. I go for like one of them mops with like the flat edge, something like that, so that I don't, because of the whole naked thing that you're doing, I know it ain't getting close to me, because I want to be like in another room, but being able to kill this thing with a long extended mop.
Jousting?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
I want to pole vault this fucking spider, yeah.
Pole vault, isn't it? Does it work? The problem I have with that is, what would concern me was you haven't got full range, like the control. The longer the tool, the less control you have of it.
It's true.
It's just science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I feel like sometimes because of the extension of it, like you feel like you can't get a good thwack on it.
Yeah.
So like that does play into my mind a little bit, but the pros outweigh the cons for me. I would rather stay the fuck away from it. Yeah,
I agree. Like that's you must have a real scare of them, right?
Oh, I'm bad. Yeah.
So the thought of the shoe on hand is too much for you. It's too close.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Weirdly enough, I could do it if it was outside.
Huh.
So I've done it once where I've been like gardening and a spider's been there, and I've had a gardening glove on. I've just thwacked it, like just flat palm, just bang like that. Doesn't bother us. Inside, I think when I'm in my comfort zone, it intrudes my comfort zone. I think that's when I get my real fear sits in, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Trespassers,
get off my property. Yeah, weird that, isn't it?
Yeah, weird. As if little spiders do this to us.
Yeah, it's a genuine thing. It's the only real thing that I'm afraid of, to be honest. I don't say I'm like scared of much.
No.
But like spiders just really just get my back up and really make us fucking stop.
Yeah.
Especially the whole like the bathroom thing, because like it's most nights like we'll catch them when we're about to go and brush my teeth before I go to bed, and I'm just about heading there, and like I could be like wanting to go to bed at like whatever 11, 12, and I could be stood there at 1 just looking at this fucking ceiling, just like, what do I do?
It fucks with your feng shui, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Really knocks you out.
Especially before bed. It can really disrupt you.
Yeah. Because like sometimes, even if I don't spend an hour trying to kill a spider, if I do it relatively quickly, I still go and lie in bed and I'm thinking, well, if that was there could be another one anywhere. Like, it could be another in bed situation, which I think is my worst nightmare.
Is it?
Like, I read that thing where it's like, apparently you swallow like 5 a year or something like that. Like, that scares the shit out of me. Like, they could be tiny little ones that you swallow, to be fair, not they get biggies, but, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you another one. We've got to finish the spider thing, but obviously I have long hair, right? Sometimes when I go to bed, I give my hair a rest from the bobble.
Yeah.
So I let it sway. You know what I mean? I let it all out. You know where this is going. And this one day, it's only ever happened once. This one day, I'd got out of bed and I'd grabbed my bobble off the side and went for a wee. Went to the toilet and I was doing a no-hander, having a wee. And I tied my hair up, and as I tied my hair up, I just felt something crawl down my neck, and I slapped my neck. Now, granted, it wasn't a tarantula. It's big enough to be bothered, though.
Yeah.
Big enough to be bothered.
I think the thought of it sits worse with us than the actual size of it. Yeah. The idea that it could have been a bigger one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awful. That.
Fuck spiders, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck spiders.
It is up there on my top fears, having one in bed, I think.
You never had one before?
No. Which I've heard is actually a relatively common thing, but I've never came across it.
Or so you think.
Or so I think. I have had like one night where I was listening to music before I go to bed, and like I felt something on my arm here, and I just used the light on me. It was an iPod Nano at the time.
Love that.
That's where we're talking. And I just shone the light of it, and there was a fly. And when I seen it there, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I jumped out my fucking skin because I thought it was a spider. And yeah, that was quite bad. But no, hasn't happened to us yet.
You know what? How come they haven't thought of like an invention yet? Like we got AI and all this technology. Why haven't they created an invention to like spider-proof your house?
You would think it would. There's loads of like old wives' tale, like if you put a conker in the corner of the room and stuff like that, it's gonna.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's gonna sort it out. I don't think it'll do fuck all.
There's always conkers kicking about my mum's house, like.
Yeah, she goes for it. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if they work, like.
Yeah.
Southport, is there such a thing? How do you spider-proof your house?
I feel like there should be more inventions as well, just for killing them. Like I want like a remote control car or a drone or something like that that'll just like kind of thwack it for us, so I really don't have to get anywhere close to it.
You know what's decent for spider killing? Cats aren't too bad, like.
Yeah, well, I've got a dog, but he just kind of... I've seen a spider run across the floor, and he just kind of watched it go along.
Not interested.
All right, pal. Yeah, no, doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't look like there's an official invention, but a couple of tips of vinegar and water.
I've heard citrus.
Turn the lights off, maintain a regular clean routine.
Well, I do that.
You should be fine, Daniel. And find some conkers. There you go. Your mum coming in there.
I wonder what it is they don't like about conkers. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Because they don't smell of anything, do they? That we can smell, anyway. Yeah, why do they not like conkers? What's in a conker?
I'd imagine it'd be like...
So no one's been able to prove it. Huh. Oh, what? A noxious chemical that repels spiders.
A nauseous chemical that repels spiders. There's no proof that this is true, apparently.
I always assumed it would be something to do with like, you know, like mice or squirrels or something like that. Like they would eat nuts and stuff like that. So like that kind of scent, as soon as they detect it, would be like, oh fuck, there's one of them nearby, I need to run. I need to get away.
Maybe.
But yeah.
I don't believe any of it, to be fair. I think if a spider's coming in, it's coming in, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, spiders are hard as nails. I've sprayed them with bleach, Febreze, loads of stuff, and they're just whatever.
Wasted a full can of Lynx deodorant on one of them bad lads.
Yeah.
Do me in.
Yeah. They're quite tough, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quite resilient little bastards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we'll close the chapter on spiders, mate.
Yeah, fuck spiders, mate.
Freaking me out a bit now, thinking of that.
I know.
I didn't.
It makes you feel itchy, doesn't it, when you talk about these things? You just kind of like, yeah.
So here's a thing, right? Like, this is a complete change of subject.
Go for it.
But, right, this morning, and this song's doing the rounds. I sent you it the other day. You know the Richmond, north of Richmond?
Yeah.
I'm into the song at the moment. Mm-hmm. I play it a lot, you know. But I was playing it this morning, and you know sometimes in the morning you have those, like, moments. Like, where, I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but on a morning sometimes, like, my mind opens up a bit. Do you know what I mean? And you get quite, like, maybe because you've just woke up and your walls aren't built yet. And I find myself quite, you know, the emotional side of me opens up and a different part of my brain opens up on a morning. And this song was getting played. And, you know, thinking, oh, it is a nice song. I heard what he's singing about, like, you know, it's basically like capitalism and like these rich people. He's talking about Washington, I think, north of Richmond and stuff like that. And, you know, within the song he talks about like how, you know, they're not caring for miners, just miners on an island somewhere. That's some of the lyrics. This would be a good time to play the song Southpaw, just so you know. Good viewing.
You may get copyrighted, that's all.
Oh yeah, okay, well we won't play it then. I mean, it's live on YouTube, so like, does it copyright it?
Well, we'll figure it out. If...
Yeah. Anyway.
I'll overlay it if you want the in post. Fucking...
All right, yeah, let's do that.
We didn't do the premium yet then?
We should have. I just clicked on from random thing, but yes.
But anyway, where I was going with it is, you know, I started thinking about like society and like the world, and like I went through like two different thought processes this morning, Johnny. I want to see your thoughts on it. So it starts off right. I'm thinking like, man, like everything's fucked, isn't it? You know, that's how it started. Mm-hmm. Like I started thinking like, oh my god, like we've touched on some of the things, like, you know, from what silly stuff, gender stuff, like bloody, you know, the way kids are getting taught today, the influence of social media, this song and the capitalism, like. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's loud, isn't it?
You want to work it down to like 20 or something?
And yeah.
What a voice.
It's amazing. Beautiful song.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got me thinking. Like that's how it started. I was going through like everything. Like, all right, there's this climate stuff going on. Like, there's these wars going on in other countries, and like, you just start thinking like what's happening to like this to us? Like, is everything just going to shit? And I'm not coming like here like pessimistic or anything or like downy. Just general concern. Like, what's going to happen to society? Do you want to kill that Southpaw? Like, what's going to happen to society? Like, that's how it starts. And I went through this, like, more, like, you know, say a moment, 5-10 minutes, where I'm, you know, just everything. Like, everything negative you've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all just running through your head and just thinking, like, look at the world we live in now. Look at it, man. Look at us. We're all chasing this dollar and, like, you know, we can all say it, that those things don't matter. Like, what matters is love and what matters is, like, relationships, but we're all in it to some extent, to the rat race in some way.
Yeah,
we're all in it, and like, so yeah, some people are worse than others, I guess, if you want to use that as a term. Like, but we're all in it. We all want nice things. We're all using social media. Like, we're living in this society that's built around capitalism. Like, there's wars going on. There's things starving. There's cobalt mines. It's like, holy shit. And it left me thinking, like, what's going to happen? As a human race, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Where's this going?
Yeah. Well, it's not. I wouldn't say this is like a new thing that's only just sprung up in our lifetime. I think we've always been fucked. You know, you think 100 years ago, for all we didn't have the social media and stuff like that, like the coal mines, the industrial revolution, and the way that that's affected the environment, we were always fucked. The thing is, I feel like because of the access to the internet and stuff, people know more stuff now. We know about all of this that's happening. And yeah, absolutely right, mate. We are fucked. We are fucked, and the bother is that everybody knows that we're fucked, but as doing collectively, you know, individuals can do their bits, but collectively everybody is not doing what they should be to fix any of the problems that we've got.
No, we all talk a good game.
Yeah.
We can all say all of these things are wrong, which we all collectively agree. You agree all these things are wrong? You lads, you agree they're wrong? All wrong, right?
Mm.
It's all wrong. But what are we doing other than talking about it?
Yeah.
Other than, you know, because we talk about it, you know, that makes us in some way, like, feel better.
Mm.
Like, I know there's the thing that what can we do about it? But, like, if everybody has that thing, then nothing's ever going to happen.
Exactly.
But
it's true.
So I went on a bit of a journey this morning. So this is how it all started. And I'm sitting there, this song's on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting in my car before I go in the gym, and I'm thinking, I knew all these things were there before. They just resonated with me different this morning. You know, where you like thinking like, wow, is this a world I want to be in? Mm. Like,
it's funny that you get emotional about it. Like,
very, very. Like, it makes me really sad.
Yeah,
like, really sad. Like, that's a shame, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's a shame. Like, because we could do so much. Like, so what a species we are if we just changed what we did. Everything's there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's there to do what we need to do. Like, you know, you could say, okay, we don't need we need the cobalt for the mobile phones. Well, let's not have them. Like, we didn't use them before. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but Mr. Tim Apple's got to pay for his third yacht, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's all, you know, it's built around capitalism. I'm not saying I don't like my iPhone, you know. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But at what cost? If someone said to me now, like, you're not allowed this anymore, but if you don't have this, if you let this go, all them poor souls in that cobalt mine, they won't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Take it away then. You know, and we all would, given that choice. No, you have to be sick to make that decision. That no, I want this device, and I'm happy for all them to do that. I'm just using that as one example. I mean,
maybe Mr. Cobalt Miner would then say, "Well, what am I going to do?"
Yeah, true. I mean, look, could you not make money out of something else? I'm not, of course, there's lots of things to go off, and we're just using one example. But I mean, you just go through everything: the negative effects of social media, the corruption within governments. We've touched on it and disagreed sometimes on it.
Yeah.
Whether you believe my end of the scale, which is complete and utter and totalitarian or whatever corruption to the highest order, or your thing where, they're a bit crooked, but like it's all fine. Wherever you are on that scale, we're still saying to some level there's dodginess.
Yeah, there is, of course there is.
And I know that's been going on for a long time. Mm-hmm. And that point in it all brought me to like my next train of thought. I was like, let's just fast forward 100 years, okay? There was still corruption. Mm-hmm. Right? Corruption was there, just in an old-fashioned way. Okay, there was no cobalt mines, because we didn't need mobile phones, but there was still mining, and there was slavery, and there was other things. There was death, there was no medication, there was a lot of bad things happening in the world still then. They were just different now.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, from this doom and gloom sort of thing, I thought, actually, does this leave some hope? Because for the first time, we're all aware of these things because of the internet, because of social media, because of the reporting of the corruption, because lights are being shone on these things, the overfishing, the climate, the things like this. Does that mean, or at least does that leave it like possible that we might fix it? Because a light's been shone on it? Is the hope for us?
I think so. I mean, you've got to think that the light's been shined on these things in a relatively short space of time. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think many people cared that much about overfishing back in like the end of the 90s, wasn't really something that people talked about at all. No. Whereas now, because of Netflix documentaries and everything that goes on social media, people are aware of it. And, I think it would be naive to sit here and think that just because the internet's become aware of something that it's just going to end. Like the people who are fishing are just going to be like, oh no, people are posting about it on Facebook, we need to stop doing this, get rid of the nets. They're not. They're in it for the money. But because people are aware of it and making it a topic for discussion in places like Parliament and stuff, rules and regulations can start to pass to create safe environments and clean up the oceans a little bit and reduce the amount of trawlers and stuff going out. It's all I think it creates ground to head in the right direction.
Yeah. So
but I think there's always going to be the rich and there's always going to be the poor, and I don't think that divide's ever going to level out.
No.
So there's always going to, we're never going to live in a perfect world, I wouldn't have thought. It's the name of the game.
That's I just wanted to share that thought process. Mm-hmm. It's quite deep this morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't think it would take 100 years to. I think it would take probably a lot longer than that before we actually see a real shift. And I'd like to think that the advent of like the invention of clean energy and stuff, which I believe we're going to see in our lifetime.
I think so.
That'll tick a lot of boxes and probably change the world significantly, fix a lot of the world's problems.
You mean getting rid of like petrols and diesels and this sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. Once we've got clean energy and electricity runs without burning fuel.
Electricity is clean, right?
It depends where it comes from. I think because if you're burning fossil fuels and stuff like that, where they're mining the fossil fuels from is causing problems and all that sort of stuff. Again, I'm no expert, but I think that's my general idea of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm off the back of this, right? Do you know what? That's, as you can see, it started off quite doom and gloom. It started off quite, quite despairing, really.
Yeah.
Thinking of everything. Imagine like everything all at once, like not just the fish. You just all of a sudden everything has come to your head.
Yeah.
Everything negative about the planet.
Yeah.
And you just, what the fuck's this? Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, do we even want to be here? Like, this is awful.
Yeah.
The whole thing's just minging. Like, it's disgusting. It's so, like, it's gross. The whole thing's gross, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, we're gross as humans. Like, that's what's gross.
We are the baddies, yeah.
It's gross, man. Like, what a horrible species. Like, usually wiping out, man. Like, but then, come out the other end of it, like, there's hope for us, I think there could be hope. Because at least we're aware.
Yeah.
You know, at least we're aware. It's the way you start with anything, right? You've got to be aware of the problem.
Yeah.
And collectively, most people agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, some people can't stop it because they make money from it, but they know it's bad.
Yeah.
And it's only going to take
And,
time.
you know, if it's just a case of ticking the box to say that they could still make that money without causing damage, then the formula's perfect, isn't it? You know what I mean? The rich can get rich and not harm the planet while they're doing it. That would be ideal, right?
Yeah. Is it over... Like, is it wishing for too much that one day the planet's perfect? Or do you think the planet will never be perfect?
I don't think it'll ever be perfect.
You think there's always going to be fucked up shit?
Yeah.
It'll just move with the times.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like for it to be perfect. Like, because you got to think between climates of different countries. So between us and between, let's say, California, they have the better weather than us. So if the world was perfect, everybody would have the perfect weather all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So people are all in California are always going to have better weather, and we're going to suffer as a result of that.
As a result?
Well, yeah, like you think, right? Perfect world, everyone's got on the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. Nobody has to work because it's a perfect world.
Okay.
Put it that way. That would be your idea, right?
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live here when you want to live in the nicer place?
Yeah, you would.
How do you control that?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, I suppose there might be people who don't like the hot weather. You know,
True.
Maybe. Some people might like cold.
Yeah.
I bet more would like the hot weather, though.
I think so.
I would.
Yeah, me too.
You know. No, I mean, I don't know if there's... I'm not, a perfect world to me wouldn't be people not working. I think there should always be... Not should be. No. Yeah, it should be. There should be a class system. Because some people achieve greater things. Mm-hmm. So somebody who is a genius and has figured out how to cure cancer or something like that, of course he should be living he should have more stuff than me.
Yeah.
He has the right to more stuff.
Yeah.
I can't.
But then you're going to ask the people who don't have that much stuff, and they're going to be like, well, it's not a perfect world to them because they didn't get the same opportunities that genius had.
True.
True.
Yeah. I think a perfect world, to try and bring it into what is remotely possible, would be like a world where we all work still, but none of the jobs we do are bad. I guess that somehow we lose, I guess the desire for stuff. You know what I mean? To be wanting the newest this and the newest that, because that in turn feeds the production of those things, which in turn is a lot of the problems that go on in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
Not economically, what's it called? Climate, whatever, that word.
I'm not sure.
Climate and that.
Climate and that.
Resources, stuff like that.
Yeah. The need for possession.
Need to stop killing each other.
That would be a good start, yeah.
Yeah.
Peace on earth and that.
Yeah, can everyone just stop fighting with each other? Can we just have a conversation instead, Corruption and that, just stop doing that, basically. Just tell the truth, Just, I can see, it'll never happen, of course it won't, but you've got to cling to it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe we never achieve the perfect world, but I like the idea of living in hope and always striving for better.
Of course.
Make you feel all warm and fuzzy.
Because if you go down the other route, then you get to where I was this morning. You're like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. I wonder what you thought.
When I think about that, I never really get, it doesn't make us too sad. I'm just very matter of fact about it, I guess. And I'm just like, well, the shit show, innit?
That's just how it is.
Just get yourself to Disneyland and keep your fucking head down, right?
Yeah. And that's probably to be fair, that's 99.999%. And for the most part, that's me and all.
It's probably a massive part of the problem, but, to me, I've always thought when it comes to fixing these problems, what's little old me going to do? And I'd assume that, 99% of people do that. But I would look to, the richer people of the world or the people who are in positions of power to make the right decisions and kind of steer the masses kind of thing, And,
Well, it's that 1%. 99% of people think like we think. We know what's going on. Nothing we can do about it, so just forget about it and crack on. Live your life.
Crack on, yeah.
But that 99% of people is why change doesn't happen. And it's that 1% that don't believe that, that are like, nah, I'm I'm going to make a stand. I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to, at the very least, shine a light on this. You know, the cobalt mines and shit like that, as we go back to them. There's a guy, I forget who he is. He was on Rogan the other day, and he went there. And he's like, he was dangerous as fuck, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Africa, like, they have guns and shit. Like, he went out there and, like, sneakily recorded what was going on. Because obviously, you're not going to put that on the media. You know what I mean? Like,
do a bit of snooping to get his,
of course,
get his material.
Certain things we're supposed to see and certain things we're not supposed to see. Do you know what I mean? There is an element of control going on to what is put on the telly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That is not a free world.
Yeah,
That's just, no. Don't be showing the public that, because they'll stop buying iPhones and we don't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he snuck in and, like, he's got footage of what's going on. There's, like, 15, 16-year-old girls with babies strapped to the back, barefoot, in this oil, like, you know, like 6-month-old babies crying, and they're working in these, just these the most horrific. Telthball, get the cobalt mine up.
I do like playing on watching TikToks though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's the whole thing of Chinese spyware and that, isn't there? Nah, man. The images of it, fam.
Images.
Cobalt mine in Congo.
Is that it?
Yeah, these are them.
Fucking. Is this directly related to Apple as well?
Well,
iPhone batteries, it says there.
Basically, yeah. So it's lithium batteries. So lithium batteries are in every mobile phone. You need lithium to make the batteries that are in the phone. You also need the lithium to make electric cars. So the argument is that now we need a lot more cobalt to make these lithium batteries, and this is where it's coming from. So, you know, these, and this is what a cobalt mine looks like. And these people are paid next to nothing. There's no health and safety. They're dangerous. They're dying. And it's run by Chinese firms that want the cobalt to make the batteries and shit like that.
But they also don't care about their employees.
Yeah, man. And this is exactly what we're saying. Like, we're sitting here now. You know, this is the point they made on the show, which is fucking phenomenal. Like, you get these eco warriors, right? And I drive an electric car because I'm good to the planet. Tweeting about how good she is to the planet, and we need to stop this on her cobalt battery phone. Like, fam, man, like, no, man. Like, it's deeper than that, man.
Yeah, but I feel, you know, it's the thing, though, like, it's like if you try and live your life where you avoid all of this sort of stuff and you live the perfect life where, you know...
You can't.
You can't, can you? Because from every which angle that you go for, like, even if you went vegetarian and you said, like, oh, I stop eating dead animals, the people who are getting the fucking bean curd for your fucking tofu or whatever, that stuff's probably harvested by somebody who's getting underpaid for doing so. You know what I mean? You can't escape it.
A good point they made.
Fucking somebody.
A good point they made, which is twisted, is, okay, you can fix this in a way. Okay, we still need the cobalt, right? So why don't these people get paid properly, proper health and safety measures? It's done, like, ran to the standard of Apple runs their companies. You know what I mean? And this isn't $1,000 anymore. It costs 10 grand.
Yeah,
because it's put the price up. That could happen, you know, but then it's like, sales will go down. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll make less money.
Well, the other way to look at it is, though, I'd imagine that the people who run these mines get paid quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
They get paid a lot. And they probably don't need all of that money and could probably spread the wealth a little bit, distribute their wealth a little bit more.
They could.
I reckon Tim Cook is probably a billionaire. I would imagine we probably don't need billionaires.
That's a good point.
Do you need £1 billion?
No.
You don't need £1 billion, man. You know, couple mil, 10 mil, something like that, you know. You can live your life in comfort. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You're going to go to the shop, you're not going to think twice about buying a bottle of Coke. You know what I mean? Oh, you fuck. 10 million is probably about as much as anybody ever needs.
It's a good point, that.
You know, so he could spread his wealth and give these a better life. But he does not. So I'm sat here, I'm looking at my iPhone thinking, this isn't my fault.
No, it's not our fault.
You know, maybe I'm adding to the problem because I bought one of the fuckers, but, you know.
I mean, it's not your fault. You know, it's deeper than that. It's society. It's deeper than that. It's not just, you know, you weren't just left with a decision. You know, you look what's around you. Look at the world that is made for us, for all of us. Like, we're not told, when you're buying the iPhone, there isn't a picture of the cobalt mine next to it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe they should be, you know?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, the adverts for them are pretty, you know?
Yeah.
Them stores look pretty nice, you know?
They are pretty good,
Ooh, Apple computer, like, that's, you know, It's not our fault, man. It's the whole thing, and it's the whole thing is just too big. It's all a bit dark, really. Yeah. It's all a bit messed up, but we're not gonna.
But stick to my point though. I think if we didn't have billionaires, it'd fix a hell of a lot of problems.
I think that's a really good point, actually. Maybe I tell you what, people who have a few hundred million have a problem with it, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine you capped everybody. Mm-hmm. Imagine if you could just all of a sudden say, right, listen, anyone who's got more than 50 million, mm-hmm. you're getting left with 50 mil, and the rest is getting took off you and distributed. But then you just think, who's calling the shots on where it's distributed? I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah, it would be impossible to govern, really, because it's what, say that they start distributing out the billions that they've got spare.
Yeah.
And then everybody all of a sudden has a lot more money than they used to. Mm. Because that would end up filtering and have an effect on us, really, because we're getting paid to do something, so we would get paid more. And then the people with 50 million, all of a sudden are looking at us, and we've got, we might have 10 million. Mm. Be like, well, I used to be have far much more money than you. I want 100 million now.
Do you think it's fair?
And then it would just get back to where it was.
Yeah, it would. I mean, there is an element of not fair in it and all. I mean, I admit, no one needs billions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Bezos and Musk's and shit like that. They don't need all that money.
They don't, no.
But then, it is kind of they did earn it fair and square for the most part. Do you know what I mean? Mm. It's well, if it was earned honestly. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as let's just deal with those that earned that honestly. Mm-hmm. Not if there was no shadiness. I like to think Elon Musk made his money pretty soundly, right? There's no bad tarnish on his name.
I wouldn't pretend to know. To be honest, I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't heard anything any horror stories to the extent of what we're hearing about the cobalt mines.
Let's just imagine Mr. X.
Yeah.
He's got 50 billion. Mm-hmm. And he has made all that money honestly through hard work, graft, knowledge, smarts. Is it right that we just say, oh, we're taking that off you now? Because it's not really fair. When he signed up to make this money, that wasn't there. Yeah. It wasn't told to him then that. Then you say, hang on a minute, I've just worked for the past 30 years to go from $1 billion to 50. What? And you're just taking it all from me? Yeah. So my whole life's work's taken? You can't really do that. Yeah. It's not fair, is it?
Exactly.
Because he's earned it.
I mean, I suppose what's your incentive once you earn your 50 million? You Jeff Bezos isn't that just let's just close Amazon. What's the point?
Yeah. And then jobs.
Yeah.
It's unfixable. Is what it is. It's unfixable.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Uh-huh. It's unfixable. Can't be fixed.
But, I suppose the other way that it could be fixed would be rather than forcing their hand and saying, you need to give this billion away. Elon Musk himself made the decision. Oh, look at all that stuff in the cobalt mines. I've got a spare $1 billion. I reckon that'd fix that problem.
Yeah.
He could do it, but he isn't.
No, he isn't. But then the thing is, you think if he put $1 billion in to fix the conditions for these people and got them paid properly and stuff, that is only putting money in the hands of Chinese business, basically. Yeah. And what incentive is there to do that when the Chinese, government really? There's a little bit of between China and the Western world sort of thing. Doesn't really seem like a good thing to do, really, in the bigger picture. It's difficult, isn't it? It's very complex of how to do it.
Yeah.
But at the very least, we are in a world where lights are being shone on these things.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
At least we're having these conversations.
At least we're having these conversations.
You look back in history, some of these conversations never happened. And it's a good thing that they are starting to happen.
Well, for the most part, that's how probably slavery abolishment began. Mm-hmm. Because there was a time when the vast majority, I'm not saying everybody, but the vast majority of people would have been no, slavery's right.
It's just the way it is.
This is just the way it is.
Yeah.
But then what made slavery stop? I guess it was an increase in people saying, this isn't right. Yeah. And that gathered momentum, that gathered more people. And then in the end, the minority became the majority. And in the end, slavery got abolished and we live in a
bit of a fairer world.
There is still slavery going on, of course, in the world. But the what was known as the abolishment of slavery that time, that was through a switch, a sway in majority to minority. And a lot of these things might happen. Maybe in our life, maybe not. But it all starts with this. It all starts with a couple of wallies like me and you, sitting and talking about it. Yeah. Not really knowing what we're talking about so much, but knowing it's wrong and something has to be done about it. That's how things happen, right?
I like to believe so. Eventually.
You know what time it is, don't you?
You need to piss again. Go on, mate. You're in your little child's bladder.
I know, mate. I'm an old man, mate. So, I can tell you a story about the weekend of disaster. Or do you want to go more deeper into how fucked up the world is?
I think we should... I want to hear your disaster. Is this weekend just gone? Go on then, mate. I want to hear this story.
I'm a changed man.
Oh.
Life won't be the same now after that.
Same way Magic Mike changed it.
Yeah. You know, I haven't got around to talking about this yet. It was that bad. Okay. So, as you're probably aware, there's been some flight disruptions, to say the least.
I've heard murmur, like, little bits. Misha was talking about it a little bit, but I don't actually know what's happened.
Yeah. Well, I don't exactly, and I don't think they do yet. But I got a double one. Basically, right, you know lightning doesn't strike twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does, as it happens. So there was something that went on at the weekend with British UK air traffic control. It kind of kicked in on Monday. I think it's still going on now.
Okay.
Something about their systems crashed, blah, blah, blah. Flights couldn't take off, all this jazz.
Fucking hell.
But at the same time...
I'm assuming this is going to get boxed off in a few days because I'm going to be flying soon.
I assume so.
Yeah.
You know, they're on it now.
Good.
Because I know, imagine that. But at the same time, I was somewhere in Spain and there was basically a hurricane. So I have been disrupted by two things. So let me tell you what happened, right? This is the weekend of disaster.
Oh, dear.
I found out that I could just nip to Spain for 2 days. It's bank holiday weekend, as you know. I thought, hang on a minute. It was all last minute, right? On Saturday morning, woke up and I thought, yeah, right, let's do this.
Kind of Spain I did.
Yeah, let's just do it. You only live once.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I had no plans, nothing going on.
I sometimes go to the Lake District, but you just went from Spain.
Well, you know, I mean...
Explore this world.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's very easy.
I quite like it, yeah. I like this idea.
You know, got no kids, got no thingy.
Yeah.
No one to answer to, why not?
Get yourself away, mate. That's good.
So, you know, I also knew someone I knew was there. So I thought, okay, here we go. So before I knew it, flight, Leeds Bradford Airport, job's a good one.
Lovely.
Right. All goes well. Okay. I'm there on the Saturday afternoon. All is good, living the dream, Mr. International,
on the beach.
Yeah, within a few hours of deciding I was going, there I was, in Spain.
Fanta lemon in hand.
Yeah, it was great, right? I went to meet my mate, my friend, right? And there was no taxis. This is where the drama started, right? There was no taxis. I couldn't get one. So where I was staying was out, let's just say it was out the way, right? It was miles away from anywhere. I needed to get to the other side of the city, right? No taxis. So I took it upon myself to walk about 4 miles, right?
Fucking hell.
off nothing but a map, right? So this is where the drama started. So this 4 mile walk with the phone that's running out of battery started getting me stressed, right? Long story short, I'm going to cut because the story of the drama is quite big. So let me just say, by the time Sunday night came, I'd had enough, right? Let's just say that. That initial 24 hours wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. Didn't want to be there anymore. Couldn't wait to get home. Now, I had a flight on the Monday to come back, and I thought, I'm going home early, me. Right? So, got another flight, right? That flight was to go 11 o'clock on the night on Sunday, right? I thought, you're in here. You're going to be back home by Monday. Like, you're going to be sleeping in your own bed tonight.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's sorted.
Ideal, yeah.
What happened is a thunderstorm started, and not just a thunderstorm. I mean, full-blown hurricane. Like, it was the worst weather I've seen abroad before. Tables and chairs going everywhere. It was really bad. Like, complete thunder and lightning. You couldn't see anything. It was crazy, man. It looked like a tsunami, you know what I mean? Or like a, tornado or some shit.
Yeah.
It was really, really rough. Obviously, bright, sparky. I didn't put two and two together, right? So I go to the airport on the night.
Two and two together, meaning that you didn't. It didn't occur to you that flights might be disrupted by this.
No, it didn't. So I get to the airport, and as I pull up at the airport, I notice that it's particularly busy, right? There seems to be a lot of chaos going on, but I'm just thinking it's a big airport. This is holiday season. It's normal.
Sure.
So I'm pushing my way through people. I get into the building. I get to the board, where all the flights are, and I'm looking up, and it's a big airport I'm in, and there's flights all over the world wrote on this board. Every one of them says cancel, 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 cancel. And I'm like, huh. And I look down the bottom, but mine doesn't say cancelled. Mine says delayed. So I'm like, I'm one of the lucky ones, yeah. And I'm looking around, and I can see people kicking off with Jet 2 people, and there's things are starting to kick.
Sounds mad that they would just cancel them and not just delay them all.
Yeah,
wait until the storm subsides or whatever.
Yeah, it was kicking off.
Yeah.
It was kicking off. What I didn't know at this stage is this had been going on all day. People have been getting flights cancelled all day, basically, and there was people basically setting up tents and stuff. There was nowhere for them to go. So it turned into a bit of a refugee camp. That's what it looked like. Yeah. We'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, I go through the, what's it called, where you give the man your suitcase.
Customs and that.
They give you all you go through security. I'm all the way down to the gate, where you're about to get on the plane. And it's saying delayed a little bit. Puts an extra hour on it, right? 1:30 in the morning, I'm at the point now where we're expecting just to start boarding. And all of a sudden, cancelled. And I'm like, miss, what? And then anyway, there's an uproar, there's ruckus. I'm keeping quiet. I'm just trying to observe what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Watch, because obviously I don't need to be kicking up a fuss. People are doing it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, why have you let us come through here? People were saying, why have you took the bags? Do you know what I mean? If you knew it was going to be cancelled, all of it. Long story short, we're all ushered out back to get our suitcase, right? As we're going down the stairs, I overhear somebody saying, there's no hotels neither. And I was like, all of a sudden, I just thought, you've got tens of thousands of people with nowhere to stay. And I was like, huh. So I quickly jump on booking.com whilst I'm in the queue. Now, I'd checked these hotels only 2 days previous. As you know, I'd only just arrived.
Yeah.
And I knew these hotels. I knew how much they all were. They were £150 a night, £250 a night. On the whole of booking.com, there was 6 hotels that were saying they had rooms. Mm-hmm. None of them were in the city. They were all 10, 15 mile away, and they were asking for $2,000 a night, right? Bastards. Because they'd seen it all coming.
Yeah,
they knew what was happening.
Yeah.
I thought, you crooked bastards. You evil bastards.
You must have you had a room for the second night originally though, didn't you?
And this didn't dawn on me until this morning. So I'm going down these stairs thinking, I'm fucked here. I can't. And I was actually weighing up the option. I'm thinking, you're going to have to pay for something here. You have to pay for a room for this much money. Then, like you say, the eureka was, your room's still paid. You left early. You have a room. So at this point in time, I feel like the luckiest man in the airport.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking I'm the only person who's actually got a booking. Who leaves the bookings early. You know what I mean? That next to nobody.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm feeling pretty hopeful. I'm thinking this is going to be fine, Anyway, you walk outside, and there's a taxi rank. But about 20,000 people stood in a taxi queue. Right?
Yeah.
At this point, the airport is gone into complete turmoil. Complete turmoil, because what you've got here is a situation where tens of thousands of people is what it felt like, not thousands, tens of thousands of people don't have anywhere to stay. The airlines can't get hotels for them to stay because everywhere's fully, but there's too many. It's not like if a normal airport has 1 or 2 flights cancelled, that's all right. Mm-hmm. But when you've got a whole airport shut down in one of the busiest airports in Europe, you can't house all these people. There's not enough hotels for people.
Yeah.
Right? And I was, you're listening all the time, and, I heard basically what I was gathering is that, the Ryanairs, the Jet 2s, the whatever, they weren't giving people places to stay. Now, some of these people, mate, had little kids. right? They had
yeah.
little babies. I've seen people changing nappies on the pavement, like
I'm assuming it's still like fucking storming on as well while all this is happening.
Yeah, it's chaos. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's minging. It's chucking it down. It's terrible. The weather's terrible. It's the airport. You couldn't move. Like people were clearing walkways because you can imagine these flights have been coming in like ready. So there's just every 10 minutes there's another 200 people coming into the airport.
Yeah,
and
expecting the flight to just be going ahead,
but not 200 people are leaving. Because so it's just mounting up and mounting up and mounting up, and it's spilled out into the car park. I've never seen anything like it. It looked like a refugee camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was shocked from what I saw, and I seen old people who looked unwell, like really, really, really scary. Anyway, I'm thinking, right, look, you're one of the lucky ones, so like that you just need to get to your hotel. I looked at this taxi queue, Johnny. I'm telling you. It took me about 15 minutes to walk to the back of the queue.
Fuck.
And I'm thinking, like, and I'm weighing this up. I've done a little maths calculation in my head. I'm thinking a taxi can fit between 2 and 4 people in it. Before I'd gone down the queue, I'd stood for 5 minutes and I'd watched how often the taxis were pulling up. It was about 1 every minute a taxi was pulling up, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know, they were flying, the taxis.
Yeah.
But I'd done like, I obviously hadn't counted the people, but I thought there's like a few thousand people in this queue. And I'd done a little like calculation that this is about a 4-hour queue, like the way I see this, like.
No.
And I thought to myself, like, we're now like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking, is there any point in this? Because I have to come back, right? So then I think to myself, I think I have a eureka moment, right? I think, departures. I think, I remember when I got dropped off to the airport, everyone's getting dropped off in taxis. And I'm thinking, no one's there trying to get a taxi. All I've got to be doing is stood there and wave one of these taxis down that's just dropped somebody off.
Yeah.
But obviously for security, where I am, you can't get to it. There isn't just a walkway up to departures.
Okay.
Right? So I'm thinking, how the fuck? I can see it's on like levels. So I'm downstairs at arrivals and I'm looking up and I can see departures, but there's no way to get to it. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, what do I do here? And I'm like sussing the situation out. I'm thinking there's got to be a way. Because I'm thinking cars can get to it. If I was in a car now, I could drive to a road and drive in the road. And I'm thinking,
I feel like, you know, something happens to you when you're in an airport, man.
Yeah.
Like the COVID test we were talking about the other day, you just turn into a different person.
Yeah, I mean, this, you know, bad luck follows me. Yeah. I mean, I've had some bad airport situations recently, like, I mean, I've had missed flights and all sorts. I'll tell you that on another day. That was only recent. But anyway, what I've figured out is I've looked and there's a multi-storey car park across the way. And I've clocked and I've looked at this multi-storey car park, and at the very top thing, I can see like a bridge going across to departures. And I'm thinking, well, of course, somebody comes in a car to fly, they'll park the car in the car park, they might want to depart. There's got to be a way from the car park. So off I trot, thinking I'm onto something, yeah. So I'll get in the car park and I'm walking up the multi-storey car park, right? Pulling this case behind me. The levels, I can't go up anymore and I have to go into the escalators. So long story short, I go up this escalator, and I'm looking up the flight of stairs of where I'm trying to get to. Now, when I get to one level below, the escalator ain't going up no more. There's only coming down. So I'm thinking, Like, so I don't know how to get up because the escalators are coming downwards. So being an idiot, I run up the coming down escalators. It's the only thing I can do.
Of course you do.
But it's amazing how much.
Man.
Yeah, so I've picked the case up and I thought, fuck this, I'm on a mission. So I'm powering up this thing, dragging the suitcase. You can imagine I was kind of nearly losing the battle. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was a particularly
with
fast.
the cases and stuff, man. That's like a
particularly fast escalator as well, I must add. Yeah, so I'm blowing out my ass, right? I finally beat it. I get to the top. I find this tunnel, and I can see this tunnel dead long right across the thing, but that is departures at the end. Yes, I'm onto a winner here. I'm mooching down. I think I want a drink. I'm thirsty. I know I've got a Red Bull, right? I've bought one. So I plonk me bag on top of the case, and as I'm unzipping it, I look down at the case. It's not my case.
fucking
It's
hell,
the same
Daniel.
matching case,
Oh,
but it's somebody
fucking
else's
hell.
case. I'm looking at it thinking, I don't believe this, right? I don't believe this, mate. Somebody else's case. I'm thinking,
oh my God,
well, you're going to have to go and get your case.
You
First, I just thought, should I just have their stuff? But I'm thinking, like, no, like, I can't do that. It's wrong. So off I go, all the way back down, all the way back. Now, for security, you're not allowed to go back through there, obviously, because anyone could just walk in and steal suitcases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've walked into this bit, the bit where I've come out.
You've created a little paradox for yourself there, haven't you?
Yeah. So I've thought about this as I've got there. And I've thought, by the time you get there, Dan, you have to come up with a plan, right? So I'm thinking, well, I get to it, I still don't have a plan. So I think, okay, the plan is to stand off a bit, pretend you're the rest of these refugees, and see what goes down, right? And I'm watching this door, and there's a guard stood at the door, like a mush. And he's obviously watching that nobody goes in. Mm-hmm. It's a door that slides open, but obviously there's no sensor on this side.
Yeah.
There's only a sensor on that side to let people out.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
It's one of them. Shh, shh.
Yeah.
So I'm watching him, but I'm noticing there's chaos going on, and I'm noticing he's getting distracted, right? People are asking him things all the time. So I think to myself, eventually someone's coming out of that. All I've got to be done is stood near at the same time as he's not looking.
Innocently as ever, just have a little waltz in.
So I manoeuvre myself close to it, not looking obvious, just checking my phone. And him being distracted wasn't a problem. He was constantly distracted. There was people talking to him, and he was talking. And it's funny, for the busiest fucking time ever, it must have took about 10 minutes for anybody to come out that door. And I was thinking, fucking hurry up. Like, I've got, I can get it. Anyway, finally, someone comes out. I mean, I didn't have to, like, I just walked in. He wasn't looking.
Yeah.
I just walked straight in.
No fucks given.
No fucks given. I mean, there was chaos. It was the last thing on his mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Walked in, walked back to the belt where I'd initially picked this baggage up from, put it back. Turns out where I picked this bag up from wasn't even my belt, because I'd asked somebody.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah, I was at the wrong belt anyway.
Divvy.
Going back, I don't know why I was at that belt. I can't remember. I mean, in the midst of the chaos, whatever, I just followed people.
I'm sure it's an easy mistake.
Well, there was about 50 belts. Yeah. Anyway, I walked down to my belt, and there somebody kindly had got my case off, and it was sat there. Anyway.
Great.
Off we go back. Back to the car park, back up the fucking stairs, back up the fucking runny thing, all the way to departures. Right, fine, I'm here. Now, about 30 people had the same idea I'd had. So I wasn't the only man there. Now, because of the chaos that had been going on and the flights cancelled, there wasn't as many taxis coming in as I remembered. Obviously, we're now 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not prime time for flights, so that's diminished it. And obviously everybody knows that the flight's cancelled. There was about a taxi once every 5 minutes. Now, I couldn't push to the front, for 2 reasons. One, it's wrong, and some of these were bigger boys. Do you know what I mean? So I stood off a bit and observed what's going on here. And I must have stood there for half an hour. And in that half an hour, there maybe was half a dozen taxis that had come, and 11 of them, half a dozen, this is a roundabout number, had said no, weren't letting people in.
Because they just get them from the queue downstairs.
Yeah. One got in. And I was like doing the sums in my head, thinking, well, this is a few-hour job here, and these are going to get less. So I'm thinking, you're probably better off just standing in the queue for the taxi. So off I go, back down the stairs.
Oh, my God.
I join the back of the queue. I put my audio book on, and I think, well, you're in for a wait, son. So that queue took 1 hour and 20 minutes. It wasn't my prediction of 4 hours. It was 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'd looked at the time.
Still not a fun time.
No. To be fair, it actually flew by. Weirdly, it didn't seem that long.
That's
Maybe
good.
because the audiobook. It was Wim Hof. It was an interesting audiobook.
Good. I like that. Happy for you.
Yeah. So by now, we are now 4 a.m. Right? Or give or take. I'm in the taxi. Excuse me. I realise in my pocket, I've got 2 cigarettes. As an addict, I want more cigarettes. Right? I tell the taxi driver, petrol station cigarettes. We pull up in a petrol station, right? I go inside, Amiga, cigarettes. She points at a cigarette machine. I got the cigarette machine. I say, she says, you need cash. I didn't have no cash. I didn't even have no bank cards.
This is not
I
your
didn't even
night,
have my wallet. I only had my phone. I'd gone abroad with no wallet, just a phone. And I was like, now, an angel appeared. It was my African taxi driver. For some reason, he knew what was going down. And he says, everything okay? And I said, I need cash, I ain't got cash. He came and bought my cigarettes for me.
Oh, what a legend.
Some boy.
Some heroes don't wear capes.
Yeah, I know. Some heroes don't wear capes. So, man buys me cigarettes. We get back in the car. Thank you very much, blah, blah, blah. Get back to the hotel. Tip him with a card. Job's a good one. It's 5 a.m. I'm now at the hotel. I ain't got time to go to sleep. So, where am I right now? I'm back at the hotel, right? I technically have 2 flights now. I've got my flight that it's just been cancelled. I've now got a text message through saying it's been delayed until the next night, basically. It's been rescheduled for about 8 o'clock, I think it was, the night after. Well, I didn't need that flight no more because my original flight that I'd booked my return from was 11 o'clock the next morning.
And still going ahead?
As far as it said, right?
Okay.
So, I'm thinking to myself, well, you're a bright lad, Dan. That's chaos, that airport. Don't you be rocking up no 2 hours early. You be going 4 hours early. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, there's enough time for a shower.
And then you just got to go back.
And you got to go back. So I ring downstairs and said, get me a taxi for 7 a.m., right? I had a bath. The shower, it had a bath in this thing. So I thought, I'm having a bath. So I put a fucking podcast on.
Great choice.
Yeah, I had a bath. I ran a bath. I had no bubbles, but I used shampoo.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's
so
sad.
I had a shampoo bubbly bath, right? It irritated my skin and gave me an itchy willy, but never mind. That was a
Can't
different story.
have
Yeah. So I
Good
got in
luck
this
with
thing.
that.
You can imagine at this stage, I'm feeling a bit worse for wear. I haven't eaten a lot. You know, I'm a bit run down now. All the rain. I've been wet for about 36 hours at this stage. I haven't been dry.
Bath doesn't help in that situation, mate.
I was feeling rough, right? I felt rough. I felt really run down anyway. But what was driving me through is I was thinking, like, at least you're lucky enough you're here to have a shower. Like, some people don't have 2 flights. Some people didn't have any of this. Like,
Yeah.
there's some people a lot worse than me.
If
So
it was me, I feel like I probably would have just camped out in the airport.
yeah, I know. Like, well, that's
Pulled
what
a chair together, had a kip.
you weren't getting no chair, mate. There's only limited chairs. Like, the people from 8 a.m. had got them.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
the next 12 hours, there was no chairs for them. Do you know what I mean? People were making, like, beds out of suitcases and just putting towels on the floor. It was disgusting, mate.
Yeah, I
It
would have
smelled
been one of
bad and
them
everything.
people. I would have been one of them, 100%.
There's people asleep everywhere. Anyway, you think the story's ended here, don't you? No, it's not ended here.
Oh, hell.
So, off we go back to the airport. 7 a.m. The sun's up. Sunny now.
Yeah.
It's picked up now.
Nice
you
day.
know. But I'm looking on the way there, feeling, you can imagine, quite out of body experience at this stage. Just think, well, it's a story to tell on the podcast, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Get there.
Every cloud.
Yeah, 4 hours early, and as expected, the Jet 2 queue is insane.
Ridiculous.
Like,
yeah.
ridiculous. It's
Of course
out the
it is.
airport. It's right round the thing. So I think it's a good job you came 4 hours early here, son. So I stood at the back. 2 hours of par, no, like the 2 hour mark is like, that's the cut off for like, you need to be there. Well, the 2 hour mark had come and I'd only reached the door of the airport. And there was still like there was a normal in and outy bit, you know, the bit where you get the normal queue. But there's also like double that went all the way at the door. And I'm thinking, take this like, you know what I mean? Because this queue was for every flight in my airline. There was loads of them. You know, East Midlands, Gatwick, Stansted. I mean, you name it. And they're all different times. And I'm thinking, like, there's a chance you could miss, because they don't care. Like, they're not going to like rush you.
Yeah.
Like, there's a queue for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's in the same position. So I'm watching the clock. Anyway, it's my turn, right? I've got about an hour at this stage. Now, something happened here at this interaction with this man that would later play a role, but I didn't know it at the time. Okay, so my go. There I am,
Front of the queue.
Got any bag? Yeah, I've got a bag. Yeah. So there's my suitcase. Right, gives your passport. Give him the passport. I'm sitting there thinking, oh God. And he says, "You're travelling with 3 people, Mr. Brown." And I said, "No, I'm travelling alone." And he said, he says, "We've got, you're the 3rd Daniel Brown today on here." And I was like, cool fact, bro. You know, yeah, excellent. And
Good to know.
Yeah, and he was like quite light-hearted about it. I was like, sound pal. And he said, do you have 2 flights? And I'd said, yeah, weirdly, mate, I had a flight last night that's been cancelled and delayed. This is my initial flight from my original thing. And he was like looking at me quite like, we didn't know what I was saying. He's all right. Anyway, before I know it, passport, boarding pass, gives it back, walked off. Oh, fuck off, mate. I'm not in the mood for you with your stupid questions. Little did I know this would play a role there. Anyway, here I go through security. Security was relatively normal. Didn't seem overly complicated. Went through. By the time I got through, like I'm looking up at the thing, and you know when you like going through security, you're going through like there's another passport control for whatever reason. I thought, I need a drink, I need a sarnie. So I hadn't eaten anything, so I got a drink, got a sarnie. I'm looking at the board, and I've double looked, and it says my flight's boarding, and I'm like, how's that happened? And I've looked, and it says like 15 minutes, and I was like, oh, still plenty of time, but I'm like, oh no, that's still a plane goes, not when gate closes. So I was like, so all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you can't miss this, right? So I'm shot off. I've done. It looks like Home Alone, you know, like run, Rudolph,
Kevin.
Yeah, I'd half eaten me sarnie. You know when you eat bread and it's like giving you hiccups. So I'm running down the thing with these hiccups, right? And it's like giving me indigestion. I can feel this ball of bread stuck in my throat. Mate, I'm having a panic attack, right? So I don't know whether to run. Because of the fucking 6-mile walk, my legs and feet are battered because, you know, the blisters on my feet now off the walking in the rain for 6 hours or whatever it was, or 4 hours.
Mate,
anyway.
You've been through the fucking ringer here.
Oh, man, and I'm just praying now. I'm
stressed for you just hearing this.
It's just God, mate, now. It's just me and God now. You know, it's time to ask some questions, you know. So I've shot off through this airport, mate. I get to I'm A1, what am I? A34. Of course I fucking am A34. Couldn't be A2, couldn't be A4. No, A fucking 34. You know, there's only 40. So off I go all the way back down. So I'm running through this thing. I'm thinking, oh, please, God, please let me make this like, I can't go back out there. Do you know, not to fucking Camp Rafuki. Do you know what I mean? I can't go back out there, mate. So anyway, I shot down these stairs. I can see him in the distance. There he is, Mr. Daft Cunt Jet 2 stood there, right? Here we go. I've ran up, I've looked, there's the coach, right? I can see it outside with the doors open, everyone's crammed in. I've got to the fucking thing. And I'm like, you all right, mate? Handed in the fucking boarding pass. And I'm thinking, please. And he just went, calmly, this young lad looked at it and went, this isn't your flight, mate. I was like, then it came through my head. I was like, that daft cunt upstairs. I was like, I know what's going on here instantly. I know what's going on. He's giving me the wrong boarding pass for the wrong flight.
He's thinking about the one later on.
I know what this is. I thought, no, man. And I'm like, all of a sudden, so the world just stops, right? The world's paused for me at this stage. I've gone, there's a coach full of people. I haven't got time, right? There's him. He's young. There's the boarding pass. Yeah, and I'm thinking like, what do I do? And all of a sudden, God answered my prayers. He went, you downloaded both boarding passes on Saturday. And I was like, huh. So I whipped my phone out of my pocket, double-clicked the thing. There it was, the real boarding pass.
Oh, man.
And I was like, no, mate, there's my boarding pass. And he was like, so why have you got this then? And I'm like, don't you get me on a technicality here. I said, mate, there's my... I like put my hand over it. I said, no, mate, listen. And he looked at me in the eye. I said, there's my boarding pass, mate. And he went, yeah, I see what you're saying, mate, but why have you got this boarding pass? And at this point, what was going on is he thought this is suspicious.
Yeah.
He's an airport guy. He has to be into his security and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I thought, you need to do something here, Dan. Because I feel myself getting angry. And I'm thinking, anger is not the way. Charm is the way. Then I grabbed the paper boarding pass I was on, ripped it up. I said, don't worry about that. I just went, shh, ripped it. I said, that's gone, mate. Yeah.
I feel like that's probably one of the worst, up there as the worst things you could possibly do in that situation.
And I just said, there's my boarding pass. I said, mate, look, the coach is going.
It makes it so much more sus.
That's all I could go for. That's what I thought. That's what came to my head is what to do. I said, mate, look, the coach is going. And he sort of like went, like he didn't really know. And he was just like, beep, and beeped it. And I was like, cheers, pal. And
like, my minimum wage, fuck this. Beep, go on, get
it. Wasn't worth it. Yeah, he said it just wasn't worth it. And I got on the coach, and I remember cramming into everybody and just being like, you know, this moment of like, I've done it.
You fucking made it. They're just the stress just leaving you.
Also, I thought.
No.
Also, I thought,
Dan.
sir. Also, I thought.
Dan, what the fuck, man?
So our little bus goes to the plane. Okay. Up the stairs, can hardly walk up the stairs. My feet are I'm just in bits. My whole body's broken. I'm I'm hurting at this stage. I haven't slept for 2 days. I haven't eaten properly. I've got heartburn for some reason. I sit on this plane. As you know, these European flights, they're like fucking sardine tins. Of course, the people I'm next to.
No leg room in that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too tall for these seats anyway.
I feel like you'd take it at this point.
I'd take anything, mate.
Yeah.
I had a window seat. And obviously, of course, the two people next to me were massive. Of course there would be. So I don't care. I haven't been to sleep properly. I'm thinking, I have my little, my little pathetic pillow. Put my little pathetic pillow around my head.
Against the window.
Put me fucking earphones in. I'll just say, you'll be home in 2 hours. It's all right. Do this anyway. And I must have collapsed. I must have fell asleep, right? Because I don't remember. Then the next thing I know, I can hear the captain talking. And I'm like, and I see everybody stood up. Oh. And I was like, I pulled an earphone out. There's no time for Wim Hof. Do you know what I mean? And he said, so we're going to be here for the next 8 hours. And I was like, I pulled them both out. And I'm like, just listen. So I put them in my hand and listened. And he said, so I'm really sorry about that. As soon as you have an update, you'll be the first to know. So I'm thinking, I don't know what he said. I'm looking around and everyone's like, fuck's sake, man. And there's babies screaming. Of course there's a baby behind me. Why wouldn't there be?
Of course there is, yeah.
Bless its soul. Wham! Do you know what I mean? Poor soul. It was, it was horrible, mate. Anyway, I'm listening for a bit. And what I'm gathered is happening is there's been a problem, which is the thing on the news, with the UK air traffic control. So what I'd had is 2 separate issues. I'd had the weather issue from where I was.
Had like the worst possible airport experience I can imagine. Really.
So
that's everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for you there.
Over the next 8 hours, we stayed on that plane.
Oh my God!
We sat on that
didn't unboard or anything.
Nope.
We
sat on that runway because they were saying they could be updated any time of when we can go. They said they've given us an 8 hour definite, but it could happen any time. So it makes more sense for us to stay here because we might get a call in an hour. We might get a call in 2 hours. So it's best we sit here and wait. And it made sense because if you get us all off, you can't get it all back on. If you windows in air traffic control aren't big.
Yeah.
It isn't like, you can go in the next 3 hours. These airports, there's a flight going every 5 minutes. So you've got to get your slot.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes flights are delayed. If you set off early, you miss your slot. Yeah. And you have to wait for the next available slot. This is common. So we sat there for 8 hours. Now, the only thing for me that was lucky is I was exhausted. So I slept in like on and offs. I kept like dozing off.
I'm terrible at sleeping on airplanes. Like I'm really bad at that.
I'm really good at it, luckily. And when you haven't had no sleep, it plays to you. So the 8 hours seemed like a while, but it wouldn't be as bad if I was wide awake the whole time. I must have had 5 naps in that 8 hours. Before I know it, I was woke up to everybody clapping, right? And I'd opened my eyes, and from what I could hear, we were going to go now. Anyway.
And it took the full 8 hours?
It took 7 of the 8 hours.
Oof.
So we got on that plane at 11 o'clock, and we set off at 7. 11:30, and we set off at 7, that was it. Anyway, there was that moment, you can picture it. It's that time we're flying off, it's becoming sunsetty there. I'm going up into the clouds, and I'm looking out the window to myself, just thinking, well, there's an experience, and I'm glad it's over. Also, I thought.
Shut the fuck up.
Also, I thought, sir. You think that's the end of it, don't you?
Oh, Dan.
Not, mate. That's not the end of it, mate.
I started the story and I really thought, that's a fucking class idea. He's got himself away to Spain for a cheeky weekend.
Yeah.
That day he's booked it and gone. I thought you were fucking class.
That's what I thought, mate. Booked the flight 4 hours before I was due on it. Booked it, put something in a case, off I went. That easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we land at Leeds Bradford Airport. What can go wrong here, right?
Yeah.
We get off the plane, can hardly fucking walk. The legs are they're just done. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're still bad now.
I'd be defeated at this point. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm literally I'm the last man. Like, I'm walking like 1 step every 3 seconds. Everyone else is shut off. I'm like a battered warrior, mate. Just, like last limbs, thinking all you got to do is get to that car. Just get to that car and the nightmare's over.
Yeah.
We get downstairs. We get to the baggage belt. People are starting to kick off about the baggage. It's fucking ridiculous, taking ages. And I'm thinking, no, mate, just shut up, mate. Do you know, like, you're here, aren't you?
You've been through so much.
Yeah, that's what I feel like saying. Just shut up, mate. You know your bags are coming, shut up. Anyway, all of a sudden, like a bolt of lightning, my head just went, my bag's not on this plane. And I thought, you know it's not on this plane because of the wrong boarding pass.
Oh, fuck.
It hadn't dawned on me.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. So them 2 steps went through my head then. I was like, the guy said he had the wrong boarding pass. He said, have you got 2 flights? And I knew. The bags hadn't come out yet. I knew it wasn't on this plane.
Oh, shit.
I just had a complete, and I was certain. I was like, there's no point in even standing here. And I thought, you've got to stand here just in case.
Yeah.
So I did. And I watched every single person's case come out. And
But your other flight was only an hour ahead at this point, though, because of the delay, right?
That's what we thought. So, let me fast forward. Let me continue. Everybody's buggered off. There's sad Dan, damp,
Just stood there.
sad, can't walk, looking at this empty baggage belt. I just went my head in my hand. And you know what? I thought, fuck that stuff. That's what I thought. And I was going to fuck it off. I thought, I don't care, mate. I don't care. I can buy new stuff. And as I was walking out, there was who I later found out to be Rose, the Jet 2 woman, behind the desk on her own. And I looked and I thought, there was no one disturbing her. She was just behind the desk. And I thought, well, what harm is it just to tell her my bag's gone? Mm-hmm. So I walk over. My bag's not on the plane. She said, all right, fill this form out. I filled the form out. I said, look, I'm pretty sure I know what's happened. I told her the story. She was trying to clarify it and that. And I said, oh, Rose, to be fair, look, I don't know, mate. I said, my bag definitely went onto the Jet 2 thing. Mm-hmm. And she said, she actually said, oh, well, in the next 24 hours, there's 8 flights due to land here, like from where you were. Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh. She said, it'll probably be on one of them.
Probably.
Yeah, and I was like, right, so what happened? She gave me, bless her, she was a very nice woman. She gave me a mobile phone number. I'll be working. I'm going home now, but I'll be back for the next flight, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be here for a while and I'll let you know. Anyway, she's very nice, very kind. I thought,
champion.
Lovely lass.
Gonna get sorted.
Yeah, God bless Rose. Anyway, got back to the car, drove home, tried to sleep. Just don't know what that was going on. Woke up next morning, text Rose, have you got my bag? Nah, no bag on them flights. Anyway, I thought nothing else of it. This morning, got a text message with a tracking ID. Mm-hmm. It looked like a found bag. So I started battering this number. No one was answering. Linda now answers the same number. It's not Rose's number. Linda, do you have a bag? What's it look like? This. Got any distinguishable marks? Yeah, this. Yeah, I've got it here in my hand. She said, what's going to happen is you're going to get a courier. I said, look, no. I said, Linda, put that bag behind your desk. And today, I'm driving to your airport and I will get that bag myself. Do not put that on any delivery, anything. Because I can just see something happening. Right? Just no. All right, you sure? Yeah, you have to bring ID? Yeah, no bother. Put that bag behind the desk. It'll be there for you, Mr. Brown. And that's where the story ends. You
got your bag.
Well, I haven't got it yet. I have to go back to the airport to get it.
Oh, right, okay.
But I'm told that she had it in her hand.
Oh, thank God, right.
So apparently all I've got to do is go get it. Well, that's a 2-hour round trip in itself, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leeds, Bradford. As horrific as that was, right, it makes me realise how fragile everything is. How fragile this thing we live in is. You think, what happens if all of a sudden the electricity doesn't work no more? How fragile is that? What happens all of a sudden is if the water doesn't work anymore, like that, or the internet doesn't work, or an airport gets shut down, or
things just delve into chaos very quickly.
Yeah, we don't realise, like our whole world, it's actually very fragile. Weather,
Yeah.
We all live in this little bubble of Starbucks coffees and, Vans shoes and, silly haircuts and hair dyes and,
I feel like you're just attacking us, man.
Well, I've got the silly hair dye, haven't I? You know what I mean? But we live in this little world, and what we don't realise half the time is can all be taken from you just like that.
Yeah.
so easily. Now, I'm not saying anything bad happened to me, but it just shows a bit of fragility.
It could have, yeah.
What caused all that? Basically, it was at the back of a bit of rain. It just rained a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So,
you know, what my takeaway from that is, you know, if you just decided to stay for that extra day, you could have spent that full day in Spain, right? And then just got on the later flight anyway.
and sat on a runway for 8 hours all the same,
Yeah, true.
you know. So I would have still had that second bit.
Yeah. But you would have had a good night's sleep and you would have been a bit more game for it.
Yeah, I would have, yeah. Yeah, it would have been better. Probably still would have lost back. Oh, no, because if I... No, I wouldn't have lost my case.
If you hadn't booked the flight, you would have had your case.
Yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Try not to think about that, I guess.
Look, I wanted to, you know, the
Man wants to
idea
get
was
home, yeah.
I wanted to get some work done. I was thinking, oh, you know, Reese will be buzzing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get back.
Extra day out of town,
I'll be
yeah.
there on Monday and get some work done, get ahead of it. You know. Change man, me, mate. Change man, I ain't going nowhere no more, mate. That's
Sure.
it. Nah, man. I ain't going nowhere. I haven't quite... I'm not ready to, like... I'm not okay about it yet. I'm broken.
Right, that'll take a... Yeah, that'll
Physically, you think, like, now what's happened to you? I'm broken. Like, honestly, you know, my feet, my legs, everything, like my brain, it's just...
aching, yeah.
I'm not quite there yet. Like, you know, a piece of me's still in that airport.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I totally with you there. I know what that would feel like, and I know that would definitely take some recovering from.
I saw some things, man. You know? So, yeah, it's changed me, that, mate. Like, I don't want to go anywhere no more.
You'll be back in an airport in no time.
No, man, not for a while. I'm not okay. I won't be doing anything like that no more. Like, I'm going to avoid, like, busy airports and, you know, busy types of year. Avoid popular tourist destinations at peak times, things like that. You know? Listen, you see me every day nearly. I won't be going nowhere for a while.
Oh,
No.
going to be seeing a lot of Dan here.
You're going to be seeing a lot of me. That's enough. It's funny, we talked about it the other day. Remember when we talked about, like, you might need a realisation to stop you? Remember I said about retirement and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's funny, I've had 2 of these things recently. I haven't told you the other one. But long story short, I had a connecting flight somewhere. And so it was going from England to somewhere, connecting flight to somewhere else. This was a couple of months ago. And this initial flight was delayed, got me to here, because it was delayed, missed the connecting flight.
Yeah.
Chaos, ended up coming home. Chaos, didn't go on the trip. But that's twice in 2 months I've had something like this. It's just funny, like we were saying, that like it's, you know, these things, you get to a point where it's just taking little chunks off you. Do you know what I mean? It's just chipping away. And,
that's a good resilience test, you know?
Yeah.
It's good, like, kind of like your survival head gets into gear, doesn't it? When you're thinking about, like, you going up to try and get on in the shorter queue for the taxis up at the departures lounge. Like, you know, that's the survival head on you, the sink or swim kind of thing. You chose to swim there, you know?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who would just
didn't
thinking,
work, though.
Well, you know, but at least your head's on straight enough for you to think, like, right, what's my game plan, and to think your way out of a situation like that.
Yeah.
Rather than the majority of people, the sheeple out there who just like, oh,
Sheeple.
we're fucked. Let's just
love that.
sleep in the departure in the arrivals lounge or whatever.
I mean, if I hadn't have had that booking, like that extra one, I mean, that's what I would have done. I was one of the few very lucky people that, you know, I bet you there wasn't anybody in there that was leaving their booking early that actually had a paid hotel
Somewhere to
room.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. Chaos, mate.
I wonder how many people paid the $2,000.
I hear, funnily enough, I went to the hairdressers yesterday, as you know. Beautiful, right?
Looking great, yeah.
And Tom, my hairdresser, he had friends that were still mixed up in this, because I told him my story, and he said, my friend's still stuck there with 2 kids. Their flight's not due to go until Wednesday today. So it's all still ongoing. It's all, you know, it hasn't leveled itself out. You think you know, you have Spain and you have England that basically they stopped all flights for about 24 hours. Well, when they turn them flights back on again, they've obviously got that day's flights anyway, and somehow they've got to slot in these hundreds of flights into the schedule. Like, it's not just going to catch up in a day. Yeah, there isn't enough space for double
flights. It's a fucking
horrible
job to have to come up with all that shit.
Yeah, it's going to take, you know, a week or 2 weeks to like level this out for everything to come back round.
Yeah.
there'd be people still in that airport now.
Yeah.
That they're just waiting for their slot to go. The people have been sat on planes for 12 hours and shit like that, I bet. Chaos, man.
Yeah.
Chaos.
And I suppose, like, the thing is, you're just a man on your own. Like, I feel like I can be very resilient on my own and put up with a lot of shit. But when you're with other people and they have different feelings to you, you've got to take into account. It becomes a different game, and it's like,
and this is what,
especially when it's kids.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And this is what I was looking at. As you say, I was playing the "oh woe is me" card, but in the grand scheme of it, like, I'm a young-ish man in his 30s, in good health. I had money in my pocket. I had a booking. I had 2 flights to go with. Like, my story was probably one of the better stories. Like you say, I'm looking around and I'm seeing poor old people that don't look too well. They've been there longer than me. They don't know when they're going home. Some people, I've been seeing on the news, some people needed medication. They couldn't get the medication. They only had enough for a day.
Of course, yeah.
Little bends and that. Like, there's all, you think of the knock-on effect. I mean, mate, I wholeheartedly, really, really sympathise with what some of these people have and are still going through.
Yeah.
And it just brings you back to how delicate and how fragile our little perfect bubble is we live in. Mm-hmm. Talk about natural disasters and stuff like that. No. Just a little glitch in something.
A little glitch. And it can all go into chaos.
Yeah. I mean, my boiler broke last week and I thought the world was ending. Do you know what I mean? Just goes to show you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just, I'm not saying we can do anything about it because sometimes shit happens. Yeah. But definitely...
There's nothing you can do differently the next time you go abroad, because if it happens again, there's not... Apart from booking your second flight, which is probably a smart thing to do.
But you can't live your life like that. I mean, you've got left with the option of, like, you either... If you want to avoid it, don't go anywhere then.
Yeah, fuck that, right?
Yeah, fuck that, right? Yeah. But you understand that going on these things, like... And even if you do think, oh, well, I'll plan for this... Well, what are you going to do? Like, spend extra money on extra hotels just in case? Like, you're not going to. Yeah. Like, you're just not going to. It's like, I guess you just understand that, you're getting yourself, potentially, man, shit could go down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Shit went down.
Shit went down, man. But yeah, if anybody was on, or in that situation on any of the airports or anything, all of our hearts go out to you, because that's an awful place to be, right?
Yeah, that would fucking suck.
Yeah, man. You had any flight issues?
No, not really. I think the worst I can think of was actually once when we went to Florida, and there was a problem with the runway, and the flight just had to stay in the air.
What the fuck?
Circling the airport for...
Running out of petrol?
Pretty much, yeah. Just waiting it out, waiting for the runway to be clear of whatever the fuck it was.
Never.
And I think it added an extra like 2-3 hours onto the...
Seriously?
On the flight. I mean, it's a long flight to Florida. I think it's like a 7-8 hour flight.
And it's running out when it gets there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I'm no pilot. I don't know how big of a tank of fuel an airplane has, or how much it would last for. But yeah, we were just fucking gliding around.
Wow.
Just waiting it out, yeah.
But you landed in the end.
Landed in the end, sound. But yeah, I think that's about as bad as it gets, really. Apart from the odd bit of turbulence, but I'm quite... at peace with it.
Oh, yeah.
Not afraid of dying. If the plane goes down, I might survive. Might be a castaway situation. Yeah. I think I'd do all right. Yeah.
Survival mode.
Living off crabs and drinking rainwater. Hope you don't get typhus or whatever.
It's the swimming 3,000 mile. It's the problem. You know what I mean?
Well, you didn't swim. You just in a life raft and you just drifted ashore.
I suppose. Yeah. I suppose you could make something, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe from the debris and dead people.
Yeah. Stitch a few dead children together and just float. And just say, any day now I'm going to find the shore. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Hope a shark doesn't get you.
Yeah.
Be harried.
Scary shit. We live in a fragile world.
We do.
We live in a very fragile world. Yeah. Anything can happen anytime.
True.
Watch what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
How long have we been going for?
Don't sleep with spiders.
2-4.
2-4. Call it a day.
Wrap it up there, man.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
It's been nice.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's the end of that.